Hi everyone, welcome to NG Networks. I hope you all are doing great and having a very bright day. Good afternoon. My name is Anjali Sood. I head the HR and the deployment vertical of NG Networks. So I've spent more than 5 years into the same domain now. And my role is to streamline and structure the talent pipeline to make sure that the right person should be at the right place and more importantly, should be at the right time. I also sit with the global stakeholders and create, manage and streamline the talent structure, talent pipeline, so the entire scene can be more useful for people like you. So that was about me in the nutshell, and I will take you forward towards today's agenda and I will share my screen. Here you go. So here we are today. Welcome to, again, I would like to welcome you all to this cybersecurity career workshop. So now this is a very important slide. First, what you will understand this from a language and from the experience of a founder, Mr. Nitin Goswami, who will share his 12 years of plus experience in the domain, and he will give you his insight that what he has learned, what is the market, and what are the real time examples from the market. Second, from the real practitioners. These are the people working in the industry from last many years. So there are people from red team and blue team, which is the main domains of cybersecurity. So after me, Nitin sir will take over and he will start the session. He will give you a quick and very genuine insights about the cybersecurity domain, the reality of cybersecurity domain. He will take you towards the industry tool, the myths you may have about the industry, or the actual sweeteners that you can have about the industry. So he will take you through this journey. He will guide you about everything which is into the cybersecurity. Then from 1:15 to 2 p.m. we will move toward the red team, inside the red team, where you are reading it right. It is from live from Dubai, Mr. Amir, who is currently working with Dubai government itself. And UAE is the real game changer in the world of cybersecurity. So Amir will join directly from Dubai. He will give you insights about the red team. Then moving forward, there will be insights from the blue team. So Mr. Swapnil, who is having more than 20 years of experience in blue team segment cybersecurity, he will give you some real time insights about the domain. And last but not the least, it will be very important how NG Networks can help you. How we will deliver that? We will let you know some real-time stories or our place candidates where Nitin sir will guide you through toward the market experts and some of the place candidates going forward. Yes, it is very important, kind of my favorite slide to read on. 12 plus years of industry exposure. So when we have started this journey, I was not the part of this journey. But now if I find myself actually and very fortunate to be a part of this journey. 12 plus years of experience, being 10, 12 plus years of creating, managing the pathways for people who may have started their career with us, may have changed their career with us, or may have restarted their career with us. So it is kind of a responsibility. The thing which has just started as a vision, now it is a platform for people who want to grow, who want to restart their career, or who are just wandering here and there in their career and finding nothing to believe on. Second, 1.2 million lives transformed. Yes, big number, but every number holds a different story. More than the number, it is the journey of 1.2 million plus people. This is yet the rough estimation. It is pan India and globally. We have transformed the life of these many people. People may have got the first opportunity from us, or people they have restarted, rebuilt their career from us. Third, hashtag number one placement providers. Yes, another feather in the hat. So we have been recently again awarded by Hyderabad government as number one placement providers. Believe me, it is not just the title. Well, of course, it is a big responsibility if we are having this title. So it is our responsibility to deliver the market. And upon that day, I am saying that we have transformed, many lives, and we are just doing the same, in today's time as well. Moving forward. So few things that I want to make sure before going towards this workshop, and I want you to take care of that. Participate fully. See, if you have spent a Sunday morning, a Sunday afternoon in joining a workshop, do not just participate, have a experience. Because having experience, you will be going to sit with some of biggest industry experts. So have this experience, take this with you. You don't know anything, any moment, any sentence can change your life for future. Use the chat actively. Please feel free throughout this session, throughout this workshop, to use this chat option. If you have any doubt, any insight, any experience to share, you are free to use the chat box. Very important. Stay till 4 p.m. Please stay till 4 p.m. We have many surprises for you which can unfold towards the end of the session. So please hold your seat tight and please be available till 4 p.m. And take note, you guys, please take notes, experiences, notes, and knowledge. If you are having any of three, these are treasures, and knowledge in your way is suitable for you for the entire life. So please take the notes and feel free to ask any question in the chat box going forward. So please hold your seat tight. With this energy, with this mindset, and with full presence, we are going forward, and let's begin further. So now, my favorite part comes, and it is the time when I want you all to introduce with someone who not just has changed the life of many but still counting. The man who has started from nothing and who has stunned the market a decade ago, who has literally stunned the market decade ago, leaving his own job in HCL as a network engineer and started something which is so knowledge giving, insightful, and with who has came in the market with a 360 degree of solution, a job ready solution, in fact. So he is the person, I mean, I feel very, very fortunate to work with him. I take real insights from him every day. Whenever I sit with him, it blows my mind that how a person can be this much tip to toe, full of energy, full of insights, full of experiences, and more importantly, full of life. A man who has started with a vision, battled challenges, broke conventional system, and built ecosystem where skills are just taught but transformed. Actually, don't need to present my screen for speaking about him, and this is my favorite topic. In fact, I can speak about him day and night, and this is what we do in internal team as well. So yeah, I was telling you that he's the man who has transformed careers. I tell you, I mean, thousands of students. He was, and he is not just a mentor. He became, let's say, a bridge between dreams and opportunities. Journey, it is not just a story of shortcuts or let's say overnight success. It is a story of resilience and risk taking. And today, the impact of this vision will be sitting with us in the same room shortly. So I just want Nitin sir to join this call, and I extend my absolute honor to invite him on this call. Let me just see if he can join. He's available to join now, and we are waiting in the room for him. Just hold your seats tight, guys, and please take your notebook or the pen ready. Anytime, Mr. Nitin Goswami, who is not just the founder and CEO of NG Network, but he's also a person who has built this insight, who has built this platform, and who is building the story for everyone. I think sir has joined already. Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, Anjali. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for holding and giving it a kick start. Hi, guys. I hope you had a good start with Anjali. And let me take a quick hi from everyone. Yeah, there is a question answer box you can see in the chat, and a lot of people are replying there. Can you say hi to me if I'm clearly visible and audible to you? Hi, everyone. Hi, Prichit, Priya, Jaya Surya. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you, Anjali, for your quick start and detail. I hope you talk about the company and give a quick introduction about the company and me as well. I'm expecting that you have talked something different about me and my journey also. So finger crossed. I expect they have a good understanding about my journey to start the NG networks and giving it a shape and furthermore. So thank you, Anjali. Thank you very much for the time. So I'm taking the
My
hand over
absolute
here.
honor, sir. Over to you.
So, guys, finally, yes, I'm here into the amazing workshop. The idea behind this workshop was very amazing because I'm into this domain since like 1.5 decades, and I have seen how the IT is getting changed day by day. And when I talk about one of the domains into the IT, we call cybersecurity, that's so amazing because I want to share something with you. Because when I spoke someone who's already into the cybersecurity, and when we start talking to each other, I just fell into the conversation, and we asked any cross question regarding multiple options into the cybersecurity, future into the cybersecurity. Even the people, those are working into the cybersecurity, does not have the clarity. And I'm going to ask you, tell me frankly, do you have a clarity about the cybersecurity? What exactly it is? Why is few people are working as a hacking? Few people are working into the XYZ domain? What is the future into the cybersecurity? Tell me frankly over the chat box. Are you clear with the cybersecurity? Yes or no? Not sure. Okay. What about the others, guys? I want you to be active over the chat option. Yes, Devi, Vijay. We don't have the clarity. We have one candidate having the clarity, that is called Priyam. So Priyam, please, I hope you enjoy this workshop, because to build this workshop, it takes a lot actually. I think, I don't know Anjali has shared with you or not. So since last year, more than a year, I'm taking the podcast, the top notch CXOs around the world. Spoke to them. I have seen, understood what was my cybersecurity understanding before starting this podcast was completely different. The reality actually comes when you sit with the people, those are, managing that top level. So what I understood, the cybersecurity, putting them into a ball of two teams, that's not not the real thing. So this is what we are going to do into the workshop. Amazing. I hope you are going to enjoy the workshop. I don't want to give my feedback as of now. All you need to do, stay focused and understand what exactly the aura I want to create and give you the understanding of the cybersecurity. Today we are going to do a lot of tasks, a lot of things into the cybersecurity. But before moving directly into the hacking and the defensive part, how it works, because I hope you are excited to know this hacking part and the defensive part, both how these both things work. Before that, I want you to understand what exactly is the cybersecurity, and I have joined to explain this part. I'm going to tell you what is the cybersecurity. I'm going to tell you what is the job opportunities into the cybersecurity, different domains, everything you should aware of. Once you are done with this part, then we are moving to the next part. And I hope Anjali has already shared the overview of the webinar of this workshop, how we are going to start. So this is my hour, and I'm going to talk for next 45 minutes. So let me start my clock as well, and then I'll hand it over to the technical guy. I'm not visible. Hi, am I visible to everyone? So without wasting time, I think I should start and share my screen with you. Let me know once my screen is visible to you. Excellent. So I have connected my writing pad. Let me give you a warning before I start. My handwriting is out of the world, so please try to cooperate with me. So I'm dictating each and every line, whatever I'm going to write. So without wasting time, I want to start with my presentation today. So this is the hour one. I want a 45-minute conversation with me. So now I'm going to give you a good clarity about the cybersecurity honestly. And here we are going to understand what exactly the industry is hiring and why most people still cannot get into the cybersecurity. And you are already familiar to it. So today we are going to talk about it, how you're going to fix that starting today. My name is Nitin Goswami. I'm the CEO and founder of NG Network. Anjali has already shared the story with you about how I started the NG Networks, but let me share my story in my way. It is very important to who am I? Because guys, if you understand that if I can do it, anyone can do it. So I'm the same guy. Let me give you a quick brief about my journey. So I'm a same guy coming from tier 2, tier 3 college pass out, school pass out, college pass out. No one knows if I tell you my college name, school name, hardly you ever heard. Even you start searching, so again you have to do a little research on it. So when the people like us, when we get graduated, start looking for the job, we did not get a job. Bhai, हमें job नहीं मिली. It is such a rocket science for us. कहाँ मिलती है job? So when we start hunting into the IT, basically I'm not exactly coming from the IT background. I'm coming from a BCA background. A BCA is a Bachelor's of Computer Application, and it does not exist in this world because neither we are technical, neither we are non-technical. हमें खुद नहीं पता होता BCA MCA guys को कि who we are exactly. Are we fighting with the BTech guys or we are fighting with the BCom guys, BBA type of people? So when we come out from the graduation, start looking for the job, no options. So I have done all things. If you are someone who's a job seeker in the market as of now, I can easily fit myself in your shoes. Because I have seen that part. When we complete the graduation, having a lot of family pressure, not able to get into the job, struggling for the job. What we have, just a hope. Boss किसी तरीके से, anyhow I should get into the job. मेरे साथ भी वो हुआ. I started my job first as telecaller in a company, one of the insurance company, Max Insurance. The salary was 3,500 rupees. This is how I started my career. But of course, that is not good to go option. Later on, I realized I should go and find a better option. So first, I tried to give the interviews for the multiple BPO type of companies, but I failed in that due to the communication skills. So during that time, even though my communication skills are not that apt, but yeah, during that time, I have a severe MTI issue. I don't know how many of you are aware what is the MTI. Anyone knows what is the MTI? Can you type into the chat box? I mean, into the questionnaires box. So chat is disabled by default because it's a webinar portal. So you have to go and write into the question box. MTI is a mother tongue influence. So like if you go to the different part of the India, so you will find the people are not able to pronounce the word clearly. So if you go and meet with the people related to the northern part of India from Bihar, UP, so they have problem with the Z. So I used to have the problem with the Z. I cannot call it Z, I call it G. Similarly, people having problem with the S, so they cannot call S, Sh. South we have the same H, they call it H, N, Yen. Yum. So it's called MTI issues. It is everywhere in the entire India. I have that severe MTI issue, so I was not able to crack the interviews into any international BPO. So that's why I started with the local job. But anyhow, I start working on it and I crack it down. I crack down with one of the Apple process, Minax. So I start working into the BPO. I start my career from the BPO and all. And when we start working in any job, we realize, boss, this is not for us. So then I start searching a good training option into the market. So I will find a job into the IT company, a good profile where I can find myself stable. So I struggle a lot. भाई बहुत मेहनत की, बहुत पढ़ाई करी. I do remember my father took a loan to pay the fee. मैंने course join किया which is named as it's a security course, IT security course, networking. You can call it network security. The course name is CCI security. Anyone of you aware of this certification, CCI security? No, it is one of the reputed certification given by the Cisco. During that era, मतलब ये बहुत बड़ी बात है. Even it is very expensive also. The training fees cost around close to the 2 lakh rupees. Then there's a lab which cost 1 lakh. And during that time, the paying the fees is a big deal for me, but pay for the lab, I cannot arrange the money to pay for the lab. Unfortunately, I'm a CCI security, but did not attend the lab because of this financial terms and everything. But still, I'm confident. I'm happy that I did not attend the lab because certification changed the life. The people who were taking classes with me complete this certification, but did not get into the job. So this is how we start our journey. I came back. Actually, I'm from Delhi, and then I traveled to Bangalore for all these jobs and training. There, I started from the BPOs, tech support, and then took the training there. Later on, when I was not able to get into the job after all this training, I came back to the Delhi and started as a technical trainer. So boss, almost जितने भी ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट है, अभी आप जब सर्च करते हो अगर आप नेटवर्किंग या साइबर सिक्योरिटी में, तब साइबर सिक्योरिटी इतना था नहीं, तो ऑलमोस्ट मैंने वहां से पढ़ाया एज अ फ्रीलांसर ट्रेनर. ऑलमोस्ट एवरी इंस्टीट्यूट मैंने वहां पे पढ़ाया. तो दिस वाज माय जर्नी. आफ्टर अ गुड पीरियड ऑफ टाइम मेरे कुछ लिंक्स बने, आई स्टार्टेड, आई क्रैक डाउन इनटू द एमएनसी. जब मैंने एमएनसी में क्रैक किया तो आई स्टार्ट वर्किंग. मैंने काम करना शुरू किया एंड अंडरस्टूड अ गैप इन द मार्केट. वो गैप क्या है? दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड. द गैप इज व्हाट हैपेंड टू अ जॉब seeker. There's a job seeker who needs a job. There's a job provider, a company who's also spending a lot to find the right person. So I understood a gap between a job seeker and a job provider. People are preparing themselves, but they are not accurate as per what they are looking for. So of course, I'll cover in the last part how NG can help. Of course, you are looking for a good salary, a good career into the cyber security. If you are, so just hold your seat tight as Anjali asked you, and I'll answer all these things in the end. So this is my quick story. This is how I started, and to fill the gap, I started a training institute named as NG Networks. So in the entire, you're going to watch this workshop, you will understand we are not focused on selling any of the certification based training or anything else. We always focus to teach you what is required by the company, how to fill that gap. So now it starts. This is a quick introduction about me. You can go through my YouTube channel named as NG Networks with the double S, and then you can watch my videos there. I also share my story how I started the NG Networks. Okay, so let's move on. After the life of cyber security, it is the hottest job market as of now. Everyone is aware. Even in India, it is one of the hottest job market. But still, you will shocked to know that why are most people are still not getting placed. Look at this cutout of the newspaper. We have the requirement, but we don't have the people to get placed. So this is the major problem in the market. This is something that you need to understand. Speak to someone. A lot of people wants to start into the cyber security. Similarly, you will see that a lot of students, a lot of candidates complete ample of certification into the cyber security, but still not able to get into the job. Am I correct? Are you getting my point? This is happening. Have you seen? बंदे certification कर रहे हैं, but job में नहीं जा पा. They are doing multiple certification, लेकिन they are not able to crack into the job. This is the reality of the market, if I'm not mistaken here. So this is something very important you to understand. आगे बढ़ते हैं इसके साथ. अब मैं क्या करने वाला हूँ? How this hour unfolds. मैं उसमें क्या बात करने वाला हूँ? सबसे पहले मैं आपको बताऊंगा what exactly is cyber security beyond hacking. बॉस उसके अलावा भी कुछ है. आज हम सारी बात करेंगे. Part we will talk about the roadmap and everything. Just stay connected with me. फिर second part पे move करूंगा मैं. I'll talk about the myth. First of all, the problem with us typically Indians. हम सबके साथ एक बहुत बड़ी मेजर प्रॉब्लम है मिथ. हम कहीं ना कहीं से कोई ना कोई मिथ डेवलप कर लेते हैं, एंड दिस इज द मेजर रीजन आज के टाइम में पीपल डूइंग लॉट ऑफ ट्रेनिंग, स्पेंडिंग अ गुड अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम, स्पेंडिंग लैक्स इन साइबर सिक्योरिटी ट्रेनिंग, बट नॉट एबल टू गेट इनटू द जॉब. ऐसा हो रहा है. दैट्स अ रियलिटी. ये भी बात करेंगे. देन वी मूव टू द थर्ड पार्ट, और मैं बताऊंगा आपको कि व्हाट इज द अल्टीमेट गोल इनटू द साइबर सिक्योरिटी. मैं आपका रोड मैप बनवाऊंगा. टुडे वी विल लर्न हाउ टू मेक अ रोड मैप टू फिनिश दिस पर्टिकुलर टेक्नोलॉजी, दैट साइबर सिक्योरिटी. मैं अपना 10 इयर्स का, 15 इयर्स का क्या रोड मैप बना के चलो. विल डिस्कस. डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. 100% proven. 50 plus podcast already uploaded. अगर मेरा रोड मैप गलत है तो pick any podcast and claim it. Sir, whatever you shared, it's not up to the mark. Then we will move to the last part. So let's move on. And last part, guys, last part. The fourth part, I was talking about the hiring market. Guys, you are not exactly aware what exactly in the hiring market. So we need to talk about it. And I'll call a guest. The last minute surprise, I already tell you the surprise. In the last hour, the fourth hour, I'll invite a global leader to talk with you. So we have a guest, amazing person who's going to tell you the reality of the market that we will discuss in the last hour. And please get ready with them and we'll take the answer from him. And this is what I'm also going to cover in this PPT, the market, the requirement into the market. Whenever anything starts in today's world, everyone wants to ask. मुझे पता है there is someone who's going to type answer. Sir, how AI is going to change everything? We are going to cover that part. I don't want to talk about it as of now. Trust me. मुझे अभी इसके बारे में बात नहीं करनी थी. This fifth part is entered into my PPT forcefully because of this Instagram videos and all. इतना panic moment बना दिया है, इतना इसको hype दे दिया है. AI. You know, everyone wants to talk about AI. So I'm going to cover AI here. So let's start without wasting time. Let's move to the first part. Cyber security. What exactly is the cyber security? Let me give you the very simple answer. Cyber security is nothing. It is just a simple thing. You have to keep your data, system and people safe into the digital world. चाहे वो आपका बैंक अकाउंट डिटेल्स emails or whatever it is, it has to be secure from the digital world. That comes under the cyber security. So that is the most important part. Abhi kya ho raha hai? You need to understand cyber security. Understand my line, what I want to convey you. Cyber security is not just a one course or a single certification. It's an ecosystem. It is having 9 domains basically in a vast, each career on its own. आज हम उसके बारे में discuss करेंगे. Second point, cyber security is not a job title. People add cyber security, like if someone working as a SOC analyst, so he says I'm a cyber security analyst. So that's not happening. Even though many HRs release the job description cyber security analyst, it's not a cyber security analyst, it's a SOC analyst. So there is no role as a cyber security. So that is depending in which domain you're working. The last part, it is not just the tools. I've seen someone preparing for the cyber security. So which tools you prepare for? What is the tools you're working on? Arey nahi yaar, relax, calm down. If you want to start your career into the cyber security, make sure that you understand the judgment, ability to respond in real time. That is the most important part, because tools getting changed every 6 months. आप एक ही tool सीख लो, you can work on all almost. When you run mobile phone, maybe you're using iOS mobile, maybe you're using Android mobile. Guys, either you're using Android or iOS. If someone change your mobile, it takes 30 seconds, it takes 1 minute, and you start using the other one. So I want you to change your mindset while we talk about the cyber security. तीन चीजें मैंने बताई. It's not a single course, it's not a job title, and just not about the tools. It's a bharav. Then let's talk about the second part. What are the myths we need to bust? And please understand, cyber security is not just equal to hacking. It's not like if it is a cyber security, so we are talking about the hacking only. It's something about hacking. ऐसा नहीं है. Okay, hacking is just 8% of cyber security. So that is the first thing you need to understand. It's just a 8%. Bhai, please don't devote your life to the hacking, that if I'm into hacking, so I'm a cyber security engineer. That is the first thing you need to understand. Okay. And why it is matters? Every student works, specifically in my office, whenever I speak to someone, they want to become a pen tester. What is a pen tester? This is something called ethical hacking. I have seen them to move and make them understand that what exactly is the cyber security through which they will get better option to move on. 5 more truths I want to tell you. First, I already shared with you, it's not just the hacking. Second, if someone says you must have CS degree, have IT background, you should have BTech into the CS, computer science or something like that. Trust me, no. I'm a guy meeting so many CISOs, the top level hierarchies, and I have seen they are coming from the commerce, science or engineering degree. It's not like that they're coming from that only background. Background does not decide your ceiling. कि आप क्या बनोगे. The very first thing into this 5 motto. The first is hacking. Second is the CS degree. Third is the coding wizard. I've seen people keep asking, sir, it is important, it is mandatory to learn coding for the cyber security. Of course not. And my pen testing guy today, my pen tester, the very good expert from the market, from Dubai government, who is going to start red team part today, he will teach you that coding is not the most important part here. Certification. Oh my God, everyone is behind the certification. Sabko certification karna hai. Certification are not enough. So let's open the doors at times. I'll explain this part as well, but it is not like CH without hands-on lab is a paperweight. That is a good line here. So you do the certification, but you don't know the reality where you are, what you are going to do. It's just a waste of paper. And yes, senior roles only get a very good salary, not the juniors. Again, a myth. And AI will take your cyber security job. Guys, put into the dustbin. I'm going to tell you something very important on this. Just stay connected with me. So we talk about the myth. Am I clear with myth? Have you busted all the myth? और कुछ रह गया तो write into the chat box. अगर कुछ ऐसा myth है जो आपने सुना हो, please let me know, तो मैं बताता हूँ whether it is true or not. ये वाले clear है आपको? Okay. अब बात करते हैं cyber security. Let me teach you what exactly is the cyber security, because if you don't have the understanding of the cyber security, you cannot make your career in it. Why I'm telling this thing? It is important to understand the reality that we are going to cover here. Where does the cyber security actually sit in the picture? Now, if someone of you already have the experience, or someone who have newly started, so that is a very good PPT that I'm going to show you, but I don't want to confuse. Focus on my words. So the cyber security is actually slightly confusing. When you get into it, when you speak to some of the expert, आप किसी से पूछते हो, boss, what are you doing? Someone says, I'm into the information security. फिर आप किसी से पूछते हो, hey guys, what are you doing? I'm into the cyber security. Someone says, यार आप क्या कर रहे हो? I'm into the network security. So the very first thing comes to the mind, are they same to the cyber security or different? I'm going to answer it. So to answer this is a right circle. Guys, yes, they all are associated to each other. First of all, when we talk about the security, the first layer of security comes with the network security. Network security, IT security. You're working in a company or you're sitting at your home. So they कहते हैं ना, when you're traveling from this airline, so they first said that please tighten your life jacket first, then help others. That is the reality. So क्या है, पहले you need to secure your company, you need to secure yourself. So that comes under the network security. When you secure a particular entity, that comes into the network security. So protecting IT infrastructure itself, that server, endpoint, firewalls, comes into the network security. Then we have a second layer that is called cyber security. It includes anything which is digitally available. So it is like protecting digital information, especially network, clouds, application devices, everything that's lives on the screen. That is the second part, and we call it cyber security. Then we have information security. security. Information is actually, end of the day, what we are doing. We are protecting our information. So information security can be achieved with the right cyber security and network security and the process. In a nutshell, they all are same, but for the outsider in the world. अब जब हम किसी individual बंदे से बात करेंगे, these all are same thing. ये सब कुछ cyber security में आता है. But when you become a technical guy, if you are a technical guy, these are the three different layers. Not exactly the layer, the circle. I did not talk about the layers. I give it a circle. Why circle? Because if you talk about network security, cyber security, same. The answer is yes. If you are a network security engineer, are you a cyber security engineer? No, the answer is not same. No, not exactly. You know the cyber security. आपको network security पता है तो does not mean you know the cyber security. Listen to my words. Similarly, if you are a cyber security guy, then you have a understanding of information security. No, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि आपको cyber security पता है तो you are an info security guy. तो ये एक different circles में आते हैं. तो अब सब कुछ information security में आता है. तो I believe someone is moving into this information security must have the understanding of cyber security, must have the understanding of network security, IT security. Then only I will count that guy a right information security engineer. So don't jump directly into the information security. Don't jump directly to the particular domain. Build your foundation first. If you still have the confusion, what is the difference between information security, cyber security, and IT security, please let me know in the chat box. Am I clear here about this umbrella? Information security is the largest part. So if you want to start into the cyber security, you should have goal that ultimately I have to go into the information security. One day I will be an information security guy. So how you start? Just am I clear with this? All the umbrellas that I have shared with you? Yes, perfectly fine. I hope you get the clarity between the network security, cyber security, and the information security. You will shock to know. Let me share a quick history with you. I don't know, but I really want to add this activity into the workshop. Guys, you will shock to know that this industry barely exists before a decade ago. It means when I was this student, it's not like that. इतनी बड़ी नहीं थी ये. Hacking वैकिंग चलता था, CA चलता था, but it's not like that. इतना बड़ा हो जाएगा. It is something bigger in the next few decades. So let me give you the quick story about this. So in the 1990s, this word actually born, the cyber security. और कहाँ से born होता है? Everything started by the US military. आपको पता है ना? The grapevine story and everything. All these things started from the US military. ये जो हम phone use करते हैं everything, ये सब World War कहीं ना कहीं उनसे related US और जो जापान की हुई थी, उसमें ही ज्यादातर inventions हुई हैं. बहुत सारी inventions हुई हैं. मतलब पता नहीं बोलना चाहिए नहीं चाहिए, but yeah, somewhere the wars are not good for humanity, but wars has changed the humanity, especially the technology a lot. बहुत सारी चीजें हुई हैं. So this term is also exist into the 1990s. ठीक है, ये वहां से start हुई है when I was almost born. फिर बात करते हैं next decade antiviruses. So then this is my time when I was interacting the computer. So this is the time when we are using the antivirus into our machine because it can be hacked. Someone take the access. So that was the first thing. Then suddenly the world changed when Snowden moment happened. I don't know how many of you are aware. So there was a guy named as Edward Snowden. He works for the government. He is a contractor for the US government. And what he has done, he leaked some in public information. How government, controlling the telephone and other information of the public. So this guy has make it public. By that time, the word is named as Snowden moment and it plays an important role into the cyber security. How important is data? इसके बाद हमने focus करना शुरू किया 2013 के बाद. Data is very important. Anything. So this word is used for the public awareness. And now we move to the next part, that is 2017 when the ransomware wakes up. यहाँ पे क्या हुआ? There was a WannaCry करके ना, there was a ransom करके एक crypto war हुई यहाँ पे. ये क्या करता था? It breached more than 230,000, if I'm not mistaken, approximately 230,000 systems across 150 countries. बहुत बड़ा टैक्स था यार, ये बहुत बड़ा कांड हुआ था. That ransomware wakes up जब मैं बता रहा हूँ इस पे 2017 में बहुत बड़ा टॉपिक हो गया था all over the world. बहुत बड़ी चीज हो गई थी. Then 2026 जब हम यहाँ पे आज के टाइम पे if we talk about 2 lakh job markets we have in India alone. आज के टाइम में इंडिया में इतनी बड़ी मार्केट है, बहुत बड़ी मार्केट है when we talk about the cyber security. So this is our story, our history of the cyber security. But मैं आता हूँ अपने best part पे. When we go to anyone and speak about the cyber security, listen people saying that there is no less job for the cyber security. We are going to break everything into this workshop today. मैं इसके बारे में बात करने वाला हूँ. What's your name? Can someone still build a successful career without degree in today's world? नहीं यार, degree is important. Degree is important and yes, your college what they are selling in the name of cyber security is not acceptable. वो नहीं है यार. वो क्या कर रहा है आपको red team, blue team, पता नहीं क्या बना रहे हैं. They are giving you everything. सब कुछ पढ़ा रहे हैं आपको. I have seen the college content and that's I'm trying to convey you. आज मैं वही बात करने आया हूँ. I'm trying to make you understand. Not even you, entire candidates who has joined today. मैं सबको समझाने आया हूँ. It's not like that you have to master of all trades. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. You don't have to jack of all fruits. नहीं, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. आपको understand करना अपना डोमेन. देखो सबसे पहले मैं समझाता हूँ about the cyber security. So inside security, every security organization, there are 3 teams. 3 चीजें जो main काम करती हैं. First is the red team. What is the red team? You have application or your website, anything which you are going to launch. So guys, red teams are the people who will ethically they are trying to hack. They will try to penetrate. Technical word use करते हैं. Penetration इसका मतलब हम इसमें gap ढूंढते हैं, गलती ढूंढते हैं. They will try to penetrate it. वो क्या करेंगे? पेनिट्रेशन. इनको क्या कहते हैं? पेनिट्रेशन टेस्टर, पेन टेस्टिंग. So they will try to penetrate for what? To find the vulnerabilities in it. अब इसमें vulnerabilities मतलब गलती निकालना. So when you once you have the vulnerabilities, you will share with your developer and all कि भाई make these changes, otherwise it could be easily hacked. Who do this job? Red team. Every company need red teaming guy. But when we talk about today's world, guys, this is something you need to understand. मैंने पहले भी बताया. If you go to the market, out of 10, even your colleges and everything, out of 10, 8 to 9 training institute, training colleges are focuses on the red team only. ये बहुत बड़ी problem. I want to make you understand red team के अलावा भी दुनिया है cyber security में. अभी आगे बताऊंगा how many jobs we have into the red team. That's why most of your writings से मुझे job नहीं मिलती because you are not finding at a right place with the right domain. अभी इसको solve करते हैं. You got my point about the red team. It is beautiful domain, but it's not like the only domain into the cyber security. But you need to understand मुझे कहाँ जाना है. Then we have again one more side, blue team. Blue team क्या है? आपका वही application ले लेते हैं online, which is visible by the user, which is available to use by the users, online users. या कोई आपकी website जैसे example ले लेते हैं. So what is happening? It is already available and someone tried to hack it. So then the blue team comes into the picture. They are the defenders. They will monitor, they will detect, they will respond to all ongoing attacks. They will manage the threat hunting. They are doing incident reporting, everything they are doing. Amazing team, blue team. So today I'm going to teach you what you will learn from the red team and the blue team. Then I'll come into the picture afterwards. And yes, this is one more team that hardly people talk about. And if we talk about out of 10, 3 to 4 jobs goes to the, if we have 10 jobs into the cyber security, 3 to 4 good salary goes to the purple team. Why? Because they work like a bridge. They have the understanding of the red team. They have the understanding of the blue team. For this is not for you. This is for someone who's already having 3 to 4 years of experience in this domain and have the exposure of the both team. So that is why you are looking at the market and says, oh my God, where is the job? So you're not prepared for the job. There is a job in the market, but you are not eligible for that. There is a job in the market, but you are not prepared. You are not eligible for that particular requirement. So guys, what is the domain we have into the cyber security that you need to understand? So when we talk about the cyber security, you as a student, you as a job seeker, forget about red team and blue team. You need to focus on the domain where I need the job. So either you will start from the SOC, or you will go to the pen testing, or you will go to the network security. You can go to the cloud security. You can go to the GRC, forensic, incidents responding. This is all the domains that you can plan your jobs. Domains mean the area of cyber security to work. So you don't have to prepare just for the red team, blue team. भाई आपको यहाँ domain ढूंढना है अपने लिए कि मुझे सर network security से start करना है. I have to become a pen tester. I have to become a SOC analyst. या मुझे cloud security में जाना है, GRC में जाना है, forensic में जाना है, IM में जाना है. There are more domains. बहुत सारे domains के लिए example के लिए लिखे हैं. If you have a time, if you are watching my podcast on my YouTube channel, so you will see मेरे main podcast ना are towards this cloud security and IM. This is the future. ये दोनों ही पैसा देने वाले domain है. This is the future. मैं आगे आपको survey में दिखाऊंगा what is the condition here in the market. This is the future, but you cannot directly jump into the cloud. You cannot directly jump into the IM. This is what I want to make you understand. आपके क्या market में requirement है, but you are not preparing for that. आप prepare नहीं कर रहे हो. And guys, requirement is going to change. बहुत तेज बढ़ रही है. So first thing I want to make you understand, beyond this red team, blue teams, we have these domains. These are the domain where you need a job. आपको इसके अंदर job चाहिए. The very first thing. Then let's split them with the red team and blue team. So it's not about red team and blue team. So let's say if you start your career into the SOC or cybersecurity analyst or threat hunter or incident response analyst, they all comes into the blue team that under the SOC. Then we have a red team that where you will find a job into the penetration testing, ethical hacking, vulnerability assessment analyst or red team operator. So they all comes under the red team. So this is how they have been divided. And if you are looking for the job into the network security, so you could be a network security engineer working on all the policies and other things, or you could be a firewall engineer like Palo, Checkpoint. There are many firewalls. You are a security administrator taking care of the SOC, and network security architect manage all these things. These are the roles inside the network security. So don't tell me that I am going to become a network security engineer, I'm going to start into the red team, or I'm going to start into the SOC. End of the day, you need to find a right domain for you. भाई आपको एक right profile choose करनी पड़ेगी. What I'm preparing for. अब बात करते हैं where is the money in 2026. कहाँ है? मैंने जैसा बोला यार, cloud security बहुत vast. You won't believe अभी before some time, bank is something that cannot imagine that they will take their data to the cloud. Bank is never ready for that. And today, when we are sitting in 2026, there's migration going on with the banks. Banks भी अपना data cloud पे लेके जा रहे हैं. They're ready. उन्होंने देखा इतना लंबा time हो गया. It's like long time. So these are the high-end domains in the cloud. एक और चीज बढ़ रही है GRC. GRC plays an important role. GRC analyst, compliance analyst, AI आ गया है, but AI की वजह से GRC का काम और it has been grew grew more into the GRC. हमारे पास new ISO के new certifications आ गए हैं AI based. You can check the compliance on the basis of AI. AI ठीक से काम कर रहा ही नहीं कर रहा. This is all. AI की वजह से एक और डोमेन है IAM, Identity and Access Management. अभी क्या था, पहले this will check the human identity, लेकिन अभी क्या है, companies start working on the bots. आपने सुना है ना, gems bots आप बनाते हो अपना, तो अब क्या है कि IAM is also responsible to check the bots. उसका काम और बढ़ गया. पहले वो ह्यूमन आइडेंटिटी चेक करता था, अब वो बॉट्स की भी आइडेंटिटी चेक करता है, ये इंटरनली बना है या फिर कोई बाहर से अटैकर तो नहीं है. तो आप कैसे स्टार्ट करेंगे साइबर सिक्योरिटी में? तो उसके लिए यू नीड टू सेट द डेस्टिनेशन फर्स्ट. ऑल यू वांट टू नो कि सर मैं कैसे स्टार्ट करूं साइबर सिक्योरिटी में, व्हाट डू यू रिकमेंड विद योर नॉलेज, आप क्या रिकमेंड करते हो? आई विल डेफिनेटली गिव यू द रिकमेंडेशन, लेकिन बॉस वी नीड टू सेट द डेस्टिनेशन फर्स्ट, देन हम डिसाइड करेंगे उस डेस्टिनेशन तक कैसे जाना. दिस इज हाउ द पीपल वर्क. यू कैन नॉट जंप. Let's say if you want to reach, you want to go somewhere, so you need to decide, I have to go. Let's say you have to come to my office. So what you will do? You will come out from your home and start walking any random roads and pick any bus. And after a full day, you will call me and tell me, sir, I'm not able to find your office. Does that make sense? No, भाई आपको एड्रेस लेना होगा. You need to set destination first. आपको पहले क्या destination setup करोगे तो आप देखोगे, oh my god, this office is 20 kilometer away. तो मैं क्या करता हूँ? I'll come out from my home. I'll take a local rickshaw and then go to the metro. Then travel from the metro. Then take a bus and take another rickshaw and then reach out to the office. How did you decide everything? Because you have the destination in your hand. पहले destination पता थी ना. You cannot directly decide with the until unless आपके पास destination नहीं है, you cannot find the right start. I hope you got my point. तो randomly जाके job start मत करो. आपको पता है what is the end level into the cyber security? मैंने कई बार repeat किया. Who gonna type me first? Do you know what is the end level into the cyber security? Ultimately आप कहीं से भी start करो, आपका ultimate goal क्या रहेगा? What is the top level of the cyber security? So ultimately wherever you start, you will come to know that end of the day you have to become a CISO, Chief Information Security Officer. So you can read one thing, information security. So ultimately, so the goal is to reach out on the top. So automatically when you are on the top, you will reach out to the information security. Now we need to understand how to become a CISO, because this is the chair everyone wants to step in it. एक तो ये पैकेज इन CR होता है इनका, CISOs का पैकेज इज इन CR, ऊपर से इनके एड-ऑन्स बहुत हैं भाई. दे आर लाइक अ फिल्म स्टार, दे आर लाइक अ बॉलीवुड स्टार्स और यू नो सम अदर स्टार. इनको इवेंट्स मिलते हैं, उसमें पैसा मिलता है. दे हैव टू व्हेन दे स्पीक दे विल गेट मनी. मतलब समझ रहे हो आप इनकी वैल्यू क्या है? So I'm sharing you the 7 steps. Now you have to focus on it. Whomsoever you are with any background, if you want to make a good flourishing career into the cyber security, so start with the, you need to learn or start from the that is called operations. How to start? You can start with the SOC and learn the operations. That is something L1 SOC, L2 SOC, L3 SOC. This will, you will spend 2 to 3 years in this domain in the SOC analyst and grow with a good package. If you want any certification for that, you can do basic certification, security plus, CISA plus, but this is more with the understanding your attitude. Understand the operation first, then move into the threat, become a threat hunter and get some experience into it. Easily you will get 15 to 16. It's not a big deal. Then move to the third part, that is called, after threat hunting, move into the cloud security. You can start from the AWS or Azure. Azure is always on the top of the demand, and then you can reach out to the package of 20 lakh. This is someone who recently started. I'm giving a roadmap to them, and then this is the complete tenure from the cloud. Go to the IAM, get exposed to the IAM. This is completely a technical journey. Then shift your career to the, this is cyber security journey. Then shift your journey to the information security. What do you have to do? Start preparing for the certification like ISO 27001, NIST, or you can do auditor certification like CISA. With all this certification, you can move into the information security, GRC, what we call GRC, governance, risk and compliance. Beautiful thing. Governance you already learn from your background. आपने बहुत सारा टेक्निकली काम किया ना, तो आपको साइबर सिक्योरिटी से, जो आपने साइबर सिक्योरिटी में काम किया, you will learn the governance. Risk you have to understand, क्योंकि if you want to grow further, अगर आपको आगे जाना है, तो you need to understand how to make change risk into the profitability for the company. आप इसको प्रॉफिट में कैसे कन्वर्ट करोगे, then only you can grow in the market. और तीसरा आता है compliance. Compliance you will learn from the this certification. आप HIPAA कर लो, आप ISO कर लो, आप GDPR कर लो, कुछ भी इसको आपको समझ में आ जाएगा how the compliance works basically. ठीक है? So this is the first step. This is the most beautiful part. यहाँ पे this is the only part where you are depending on the certification. फिर इसके बाद next move करो, आप lead बनो GRC के अंदर. आप next move करो, head of security बनो. और head of security के बाद actually क्या है? This is the final designation. इसके बाद क्या होता है? This is a role. This is not a designation. You have to negotiate your company that I want to become a. अभी क्या हो रहा है? अभी recently अब finance minister FM हमारी सीतारमन, उन्होंने एक मीटिंग शेड्यूल करी बैंक. I hope you heard about Claude का एक क्लॉड का एक माइथोस करके वर्जन आया एआई टूल, एंड दैट्स सो सिवियर फॉर, इट इज अ थ्रेट, साइबर थ्रेट है ये किसी भी बैंकिंग, किसी भी कंट्री के बैंकिंग से. तो सीतारमन ने उस मीटिंग में सबसे पहले क्या नाम, गिव स्ट्रेंथ टू योर सीसोस. आप अपनी साइबर सिक्योरिटी टीम बढ़ाओ भाई, सीसो को बढ़ाओ, सीसो को टू मैनेज ऑल दिस थिंग्स. सीसो बड़ा रोल प्ले. तो दिस इज योर अल्टीमेट गोल. आप ये जो मैंने आपको गोल, इट टेक्स इयर्स टू अंडरस्टैंड, और मैंने आपको यहाँ पे एक पीपीटी पे, यू हैव टू गो स्टेप बाय स्टेप. इफ यू फॉलो, नो वन कैन स्टॉप. इट्स 100%. Am I clear on this PPT? Yes. So I'm running out of time now. जल्दी से बताओ मुझे. I hope you enjoy this all the conversation यहाँ पे आपको. As I said, start technical, build experience, add certification along that way. Don't depend on the certification. and then go technical, start technical, build experience, add certificate, move into the management, and then take your GRC. Yeah, CSSP, I forget to add CSS. You can do a certification named as CSS. Most probably people are start doing in 2 to 3 years, setting करा दो, 5 years का minimum time होता है, but you do it at the time of once you reach out to this level. आप इसके बाद CSSP करके move कर सकते हो head of the security. CSSP is the final gear that can help you to become the head of the company, क्योंकि वहां पे आप prove कर दोगे आपको सारा आता है how you can manage the information security. I'm sharing you 3 more ways. So let's say if you are really dedicated or you just want to start into the pen testing, not a problem. You can start with the junior pen tester, senior pen tester, red team lead, offensive. एक और सेकंड बताता हूँ. You can start with the GRC analyst, जैसे मैंने भी बताया, ऑडिटिंग में जा सकते हो, रिस्क मैनेजर में जा सकते हो, कंप्लायंस हेड में जा सकते हो, CISO. Whenever you have a technical call, you need a subordinate. तो पीछे से एक छोटा सा मैं आपको some internally things I'm telling you कि थोड़ा सा लोग हंसते हैं टेक्निकल बंदे ना, जब डायरेक्टली बंदा सीसो बन जाता है ना विदाउट टेक्निकल बैकग्राउंड, तो जब वो कॉल से जाता है तो दे ऑल मेक अ फन ऑफ हिम और हर कि यार उसको आता तो है नहीं, मैंने ये चीज बताई उसको, ही और शी इज नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड. थिंक अबाउट अ सीसो यार, वो जैसे मैं एक सीईओ हूं कंपनी का, मुझे पता होना चाहिए मेरी मार्केटिंग, मेरी सेल्स टीम या मेरी ट्रेनिंग टीम क्या कर रही है ना. आई एम गुड इन दैट ऑल दिस थिंग. बस अंशिता में वही ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन. एक और आता है क्लाउड वाला. आप क्लाउड इंजीनियर से स्टार्ट कर सकते हो एंड देन मूव इनटू द क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी इंजीनियर, क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी आर्किटेक्ट, हेड ऑफ क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी, और ये भी सीसो तक जाता है. पर इसमें सबसे इजी तरीका, सबसे इजी, नो, इसमें मैंने पैकेजेस और सब कुछ डाल दिया. अल्टीमेटली देखो पैकेज का थोड़ा डिफरेंस आएगा. मेरा गोल है कि एक सीसो टारगेट लेके चल रहे हो 10 से 12 साल के अंदर, तो टारगेट समवेयर पैकेज ऑफ, तो आपका इतना पैकेज होना चाहिए. ठीक है. अब सर्टिफिकेशंस की मैंने जैसे बोला, इट शुड बी यूज्ड एट अ राइट. तो अगर आपको करनी है दैट यू आर जस्ट आफ्टर द सर्टिफिकेशन, मेरे पास पैसा होता है मुझे सर्टिफिकेशन करना है, तो स्टार्ट विद द बेसिक सर्टिफिकेशंस, फाउंडेशन लेवल के, एंड फिर प्रोफेशनल लेवल के सर्टिफिकेशन कर सकते हो. जैसे मुझसे कोई कह रहा था सीएसएम करना है या कुछ भी करना है, सीसा करना है, मैंने कहा ना एक 5 से 10 साल का एक्सपीरियंस रखो. सीएसएसपी, क्योंकि ये दिस इज समथिंग विजिबल बाय, ये सीएसएसपी है ना राइट टाइम पे विद अ वेरी, तो आपको सीसो बनने से कोई नहीं रोक सकता. ओके, आई एम रनिंग आउट टाइम, बट मैं क्विकली आपको एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ मार्केट कैसे हायरिंग कर रहे हैं. तो मैंने बताया था 2 लाख जॉब्स इनटू द इन इंडिया साइबर security, but it is not into the, it is everywhere into the cyber security. 38% engineers, it's very hard to hire. पता ही नहीं चल रहे वो बंदे चाह क्या रहे हैं. जैसे आप क्या कॉलेज ज्वाइन किया, कॉलेज ने आपको साइबर सिक्योरिटी का कोर्स करा दिया, आप कॉलेज से बाहर निकले, किसी ने पूछा क्या एक्सपर्टीज है आपकी, आप बताओगे मेरी एक्सपर्टीज रेड टीम में भी सारी है, ब्लू टीम में भी सारी है, मेरे को जीआरसी, मुझे कंप्लाइंस भी समझ में आता है, मुझे गवर्नेंस भी आता है. तो सामने वाला बंदा कहेगा ऐसा तो हो नहीं सकता, इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. तो जस्ट स्पेसिफिक टू द, ठीक है ना, क्योंकि अभी क्या है, बहुत तेज बढ़ रही है परसेंटेज हमारी साइबर सिक्योरिटी में, जो क्लाउड वो बहुत तेज चल रही है, स्पेशली जीसीसी की, और बहुत बड़ी परसेंटेज है. 51% ग्रोथ है रोल इन डिमांड, साइबर सिक्योरिटी में बहुत बड़ी ग्रोथ आ रही है, और वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले कर रहे हैं साइबर सिक्योरिटी. तो जैसे अभी मैं आपको कुछ करिकुलम में आपको यहाँ से लाइव कैसे रिक्वायरमेंट आती है, जैसे मार्केट में रिक्वायरमेंट आती है सॉक, जो मैंने भी बताया, मैं प्रैक्टिकल आपको दिखाता हूँ. जैसे कंपनी में हायरिंग आई हुई है सॉक की, लाइव देखते हैं. तो एक सॉक की रिक्वायरमेंट आई है, कंपनी सॉक का बंदा मांग रही है. तो वो ये नहीं कह रही कि मुझे साइबर सिक्योरिटी इंजीनियर विजिबल टू एवरीवन. तो मैंने क्या बताया कि ऐसे जॉब नहीं आती है कि आपको साइबर सिक्योरिटी में क्या क्या आता है, कैसे आता है, इसको करिए. तो ये क्या मांग रहे हैं, ये एक्सपीरियंस मांग रहे हैं आपका डिफेंडिंग. और एक चीज ध्यान से पढ़ना, कॉम्टिया सिक्योरिटी प्लस और इक्विवेलेंट फाउंडेशन नॉलेज. कैन यू ऑल रीड प्रेफर ऑन द स्क्रीन, प्लीज कम आउट ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड कि मुझे सर्टिफिकेशन के बिना जॉब नहीं मिलेगी. इट इज प्रेफर्ड, अगर है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. यू शुड हैव द अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ दिस रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. आपको ये आता है, हाँ आता है. सर्टिफिकेशन है, नहीं है, नो प्रॉब्लम, आई विल गिव यू द वाउचर टू डू इट. कर लेना यार. तो आपके पास सर्टिफिकेशन है, यस है सर्टिफिकेशन. आपने कभी सेंटिनल पे अटैक्स आपने देखे, एज्योर का, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का सेंटिनल पे कभी आपके पास कोई सॉक की रिपोर्ट या किसी पे एग्जाम, फिर आपको जॉब नहीं मिलेगी ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सर्टिफिकेशन. सो कम आउट ऑफ इट. तो मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन, जैसे पेनिट्रेशन की टेस्टिंग की भी प्रोफाइल, ये बंदे हायर कर रहे हैं मुंबई में या कुछ जगह, पेनिट्रेशन टेस्टर हायर कर रहे हैं, और सब में एक्सपीरियंस तो चाहिए ऑफ कोर्स. तो ऐसा कहीं साइबर सिक्योरिटी से रिलेटेड नहीं है कि साइबर सिक्योरिटी का बंदा चाहिए. उनको जीआरसी एनालिस्ट के भी अच्छे पैकेज, काफी रिक्वायरमेंट आपको मिल जाएंगी जीआरसी एनालिस्ट. अब रियलिटी पे आते हैं, मार्केट सर्वे पे आते हैं. देखो सबसे ज्यादा जॉब आप देख सकते हो, वेयर इज द मैक्सिमम जॉब, 50. कैन यू सी वेयर इज द 55% ऑफ. इसके बाद जो डिमांड बढ़ रही है रैपिडली, इफ यू लुक एट 18, 55% तो बंदे को ब्लू टीम की, हर कंपनी को ब्लू टीम के. ठीक है, अभी जब से एआई आया है तो वो थोड़े से टूल्स यूज करें, लेकिन ब्लू टीम गाइस आर देयर, वो रहेंगे भी. उसके बाद सेकंड आती है रिक्वायरमेंट जीआरसी में, फिर उसके बाद क्लाउड में आती है. देन देयर इज अ 8% आपकी वो हैकिंग वाली प्रोफाइल, 8% द पेन टेस्टर एंड द ऑफेंसिव गाय. 8% गाइस, ओपन योर आईज. इसलिए आप, वेयर आर यू लुकिंग फॉर द जॉब, पहले खुद तो आप जा रहे हो ऐप सिक्योरिटी का कोर्स करके, और आप जा रहे हो डेवसेप का कोर्स करके, यार बड़ा अच्छा पैकेज एंड एवरीथिंग. भाई व्हाट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट, ओपन योर आईज. बाकी जाके कुल मिला के आपके 2%. सो यू नीड टू, व्हाट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट, व्हाट इज द हायरिंग, दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग यू नीड टू अंडर. ओके, सो मैं नेक्स्ट ट्रेनर का थोड़ा सा टाइम ले गया हूं, बट आई थिंक इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एक जल्दी से बताता हूँ एआई कैसे. तो देखो एआई डज 3 थिंग्स, 3 चीजें करी है एआई ने, जो मैं सबसे पहले इंपॉर्टेंट आपको बता दूं. अगर आप एआई एज अ थ्रेट, एआई एज अ टूल, एंड द लास्ट एआई एज अ अपॉर्चुनिटी. एआई उल्टा, बिकॉज ऑफ द एआई दी रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द साइबर सिक्योरिटी इंक्रीज। क्यों? क्योंकि एआई जनरेटिंग फिशिंग हमारे लिए डीप फेक वॉइस कॉल्स जनरेट कर रहा है। आप देख रहे हो ना बहुत सारे अटैक्स, तो अटैकर इसको यूज कर रहे हैं। एआई साइबर सिक्योरिटी का सबसे बड़ा थ्रेट बन गया है एआई इटसेल्फ। सो अटैकर आर डोंट ब्रूट फोर्स अटैक, ये सब हम अभी करेंगे रेड टीम। अब इसको टूल्स की तरह भी यूज कर, हम इसके थ्रू ना अपने अलर्ट्स को एआई एज अ टूल यूज कर रहे हैं। बीइंग अ सॉक एनालिस्ट या मैं सॉक में काम कर रहा हूँ, तो आज मैं एक ही बार में मैं 100 प्लस से मैं ट्रायज मतलब एक बना के सेट करके चेक कर सकता हूँ। थ्रेट डिटेक्शन, लॉग एनालिसिस, सब कुछ मेरे लिए। तो एआई गिविंग मी मोर फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, गिविंग मी मोर एक्सपोजर टू, और एआई एज अपॉर्चुनिटी। एआई सिक्योरिटी इंजीनियर की डिमांड बढ़ी, प्रॉम्प्ट इंजेक्शन के लिए जरूरत आने लगी, एआई रेड टीमर की भी, एआई का गवर्नेंस एंड रिस्क जीआरसी, तीनों चीजों में वेयर वी आर इनटू द साइबर वर्ल्ड, एआई हमारी जॉब रिक्वायरमेंट्स बढ़ा रहा है, क्योंकि एआई को हम अपना काम इजी करने के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं, हम अपने बॉट्स बना रहे हैं, और एआई से साइबर सिक्योरिटी में भी रिक्वायरमेंट, देयर इज मोर रिक्वायरमेंट इनटू द साइबर सिक्योरिटी। तो अगर आप मेरे से क्लियर कट पूछोगे ना, सर व्हाट डू यू से साइबर सिक्योरिटी विल रिप्लेस यू, एआई विल रिप्लेस यू, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। तो 5 चीजें मैं बताऊंगा जो मैंने टोटल आपको कंक्लूजन देता हूं। साइबर सिक्योरिटी इज द फास्टेस्ट, मार्क माय लाइन, इट रिवॉर्ड पेशेंस, द अर्ली इयर्स पे लेस, लेकिन सीनियर रोल में आप सर्टिफिकेशन ओपन्स डोर, जो मैंने समझाया जस्ट फॉर द सर्टिफिकेशन इन साइबर सिक्योरिटी, स्किल्स कीप यू इन टू द रूम। बस एक ही चीज ध्यान, स्पेशलिस्ट अर्न मोर, जर्नलिस्ट लास्ट लॉन्गर। तो आप स्पेशलाइजेशन कर सकते हो, जनरलाइज, क्योंकि दोनों को मिलके ही आप स्ट्रॉन्ग बन सकते। और सीसो, अब आप 20 इयर्स नहीं लगेंगे अगर आज आपने मेरी बात ध्यान, आई हैव गिवन यू द 10 ईयर प्लानर, लेकिन आप नेक्स्ट 15 इयर्स, तो डोंट फॉरगेट टू मेंशन इट ऑन माय, भूलना मत मेरी बात, बहुत बड़ी बात। ओके, तो अब बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट पे आ गए, क्योंकि मैंने आपको सब अभी ओवरव्यू दे दिया है, लेकिन व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज हैपनिंग इन द रेड टीम, आपको रियलिटी, क्योंकि आप कहीं ट्रेनिंग में या आप अपनी जॉब में ना, यू वॉन्ट गेट द एक्सपोजर। हो सकता है आप ऑलरेडी रेड टीम में हो या आपके ब्लू टीम में हो। So I'm going to invite 2 of my expert. One is the आमिर, दुबई में ही है। ये आमिर आएगा और एक्सप्लेन करेगा सारी चीजें लाइव आपको। और सेकंड है स्वप्निल, बहुत पेशेंस वाला पर्सन है, मैं आई पर्सनली लाइक हिम, बहुत ही बढ़िया बंदा है, और वो आपको एक्सप्लेन करेगा सारी चीजें कि हम कैसे इन सारी चीजों को 100 कार। तो मुझे लगता है आप लोग स्टिल थोड़ा सा आंखें खोल के रखो, क्योंकि दिस वर्कशॉप इज गोइंग टू चेंज। तो दोनों चीजों के लिए आई होप यू आर एक्साइटेड। दोनों चीजें समझते हैं, रेड टीम एंड ब्लू टीम, मैं भी आप लोगों के साथ अटेंड करता हूं और समझता हूं इसको, और डाइन होने बनाया है। इट्स जस्ट अ सरप्राइज फॉर मी, दे सिंपली सेज कि लीव इट टू मी नितिन, ये मेरे। और जैसे मैंने बताया लास्ट में, हम एक अपने गेस्ट को भी बुलाएंगे ग्लोबल मार्केट, क्योंकि आई वांट यू टू प्लान फॉर नेक्स्ट 10 to 15 इयर्स कि मुझे अगर ग्लोबली इंडिया से मुझे बाहर करियर बनाना है, तो हाउ यू। तो हम स्टार्ट करेंगे आमिर के साथ रेड टीम, लेकिन उससे पहले बिफोर वी प्रोसीड विद दी, मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा अपने सनी को, माय टेक्निकल, वो जल्दी से ना आप लोगों को फाउंडेशन के बारे में बता दे, क्योंकि इफ यू हैव द अंडरस्टैंडिंग फॉर द फाउंडेशन, 10 मिनट लूंगा सनी को, कि 10 मिनट सनी, ताकि फिर आमिर की बातें इजीली आपको समझ में आए। तो आई एम हैंडिंग इट ओवर टू द सनी बिफोर वी स्टार्ट विद द आमिर। सनी will help you to understand foundation. I can give you the direct session with the Amir for the red teaming and Swapnil for the blue. You need to understand जो सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है ना, that is कि मैंने देख लिया रेड टीमिंग में होता है I will be a hacker, या मैंने ब्लू टीम में I will be, पहले ना बेस समझते हैं, एक पैकेट लेवल पे चीज समझते हैं। वेलकम।
Thank you very much for introducing.
So Sunny, I'm handing it over to you and please let them know, क्योंकि we are already have consumed your time. So you have 10 minutes, आप जो भी बता सकते हैं, एक बार इनको एक लाइव आप एक बार पैकेट लेवल पे चीजें, then we will take it to that another guy, आमिर पे लेके चल, ठीक है। Sunny, over to you.
Okay, fine, sir. Thank you very much. So, yeah, hi everyone. Just drop your message. So, we will start understanding what is a foundation basically. So, I'm just sharing my screen. Just drop a message. Is it visible, guys? So, first of all, we'll understand what is a foundation. So, to build anything, we require a solid foundation if we want to build a huge building. But if the foundation is not good, the building cannot. In the similar manner, if you want to build a career in cybersecurity, your foundation should be very much strong. And what is a foundation in the cybersecurity? You must be thinking, what is a foundation? So the foundation is nothing but the network, guys. Let me just take an example. Currently, me and you both are communicating with each other. So we are communicating with certain things. We are using internet, right? For an example. So if I'm sending some data from my end, so how can you understand where is that particular vulnerability? So for that understanding, you need to understand network is. So network means nothing but a path through which the data is traveling. Let me just take you to basically 3 different pillars or a major pillars of the. Second is systems and third is security thinking. Let me just take an example for a road as well. So if you want to drive a car, what do you require? Road. So that road will be considered as a. Now to run on that particular, to travel on that particular road, you require cars or bikes. So that cars or bikes will be nothing but, like for an example, if I talk about, if I want to communicate with you, I do require a laptop or you do require a mobile phone. That is nothing but a system. And similarly, if I want to communicate from my device to your device, what do we? Network. So that foundation understanding should be there, that how that network is created, guys. If you don't know how the network is created, how you are sending the data from your source towards the destination, that will be very much difficult, because an attack can occur in between as well. जब आप डेटा भेज रहे हो from one source to another source, so there is a network. If attack happens in between, how can you recognize? So understanding that attack, you need to understand how the network will be formed. So that's why where comes the security thinking, guys. Okay, so when I'm driving a car through that particular, nothing but an attack. Like for an example, if I'm communicating with you, means I'm sending some data, and that data can be in the form of packets. A data packet is sent through that particular data. So I will just show you some small lab so that you can just have an understanding what exactly the network is. Network basically comprises of protocols, like it will be comprising of data. It will be nothing, the routers and switches, which will be having major roles. Like router is used for internet, guys. Everyone uses a router in your home to reach to the internet. Similarly, if you want to send any data, router comes in between. It will communicate between the multiple networks. In the similar manner, if I want to use a switch, switch is a networking device which is used to connect multiple devices but within the same network. So these are some basic definitions. I'm just showing you another destination. Just give me a. So just assume for an example, I am communicating between multiple locations. I am having two sites. For an example, this Pune. This is in Pune site, and this is in. For an example, now if I am communicating from Pune, there must be require a connectivity, isn't it, guys? Obviously, we do require a connectivity. If there is no connectivity between the Pune and Bangalore site, we cannot travel our data, and that connectivity is network. On the basis of network, this is a network, guys. This device is known as a switch, and this devices will be your. And so let me just send you some data and make you understand what so let's suppose I want to communicate from Pune towards the Bangalore. So I'll be sent. So I need to ping, guys. You must be thinking, sir, what? So let's say, for an example, I have created the network, connected with you. But if I need to check whether I am audible to you or whether I am reachable, what I'll be saying? मैं क्या बोलूंगा? मैं पूछूंगा ना? Am I audible, guys? So you will be responding to me. So what is that? That is checking reachability between both of. Similarly, if I want to check the reachability, like if I am sending my data from my device to your device, it's reachable ping command. What it exactly? A ping command. Ping is used to check the network reachability between the source. Now, again, the question comes, if I am using a ping, what exactly it carries? ARP protocol and an ICMP protocol. These are protocols. That's why I was saying that networking is nothing but a combination of devices which is forming the network. And why you need to understand these protocols? Again comes the question, why you need to understand these protocols? Because if you don't understand this protocol, you cannot find. Now, again, the question arises, what is vulnerabilities? Vulnerabilities means weakness. Very simple. Weakness in the. If you want to find the weakness in the system, if you want to find what is lacking in your system, you need to understand. So this is a very basic foundation that you need to. So let's send the data and just check what it. Let me ping. I'm pinging from this device which is having an IP address of 10.1. I'll ping the destination. This is my source and this is my destination. Let's say I am pinging to, let me show you the packet. What will 50.1.1.10. Okay. So if I ping, what are the packets it is carrying first? It is sending the ARP packet. It has sent the ARP packet to the switch. ARP is nothing but what exactly the data is. Currently it is directly sending the ICMP packets, because previously I have sent. Now, as this device has already found the path, it is directly knowing what is the path. So it is directly sent. But what if it is not knowing? अगर इसको रास्ता ही नहीं पता कि मेरे को तो ये क्या भेजे? It will first of all send the ARP. Now let's understand what is the ARP. So let me just send you to another. This device already knows the path. Why? Because I have already sent the pack. Previously it was reached. But now if I ping from another device, that device won't be knowing. Let me just try to. Let's say, for an example, now I want to check the reachability from different location to my location. Let's suppose I want to ping from this 50.1.1.30 device to the device which is existing in Pune, that is 10.1.1.30. How can just click on it and now do one thing, go to the command prompt, and now it don't know what is the destination. So I'll be pinging 10.1.1. destination. I need to check the network reach. So now let me just show you the packets. How the packet will be starting, enter. Now I don't know where I need to go. So the starting from it has gone to the switch. Now it has broadcasted, means it has sent to everyone. it needs to find the destination. It is doing which packet? Open this packet, guys. This packet is R. Just check.
Correct, Sunny. Sunny, I have a question here. Sorry to interrupt you. So I think this is the major part where we need to tell them that yes, if these when you give the command, when you try to ping from one device to the, and the first packet we send as a ARP is address resolution protocol. So not everyone coming from the IT background. So let me tell them that ARP is something which helps you to identify where is the destination, where is that guy sitting on the desk, is actually something plays an important role. If you have seen the broadcast means it, so it is not meant to build, it is not initiated to reach out to everyone, this thing. So this is some can be easily understood by a hacker, that if the first packet goes as a broadcast, by default it goes as a broadcast, you did not initiate, यानी आपने उस पैकेट को जब पिंग, you don't want it to be go as a podcast, आपने तो सिर्फ सनी just simply search the destination, सनी ने सिर्फ destination, but उसके बाद भी if you can see वो पैकेट रन कर रहा है, वो destination की जगह सब पे गया to identify where is my end user. That is the main thing Sunny was trying to explain you. Okay, these are the key things if you want to become a cybersecurity engineer, if you want to become an information security engineer या network security में जाना चाहते हो, packet level understanding is very important. Packet level आपकी understanding बहुत important है. And I really, guys, I hope this is what we want to, Sunny was trying to explain you. Foundation is important. And next guest, I think you must be with. And the guest is Amir Shah. And let me give you a quick introduction of who exactly this guy, very impressive profile he is. And let me share my desktop along. So guys, this is the guy, Amir Shah, and he's a technical lead. Basically, he runs the red team and amazing person from the one of the reputed. And to be very frank, the man who runs most of the things in the national bug bounty he has done. And it's not just your YouTube hacker, it is not what you see on the YouTube, what he has recognized. You can see on with this 10 years of experience, cybersecurity intel, he has done a UAE national bug bounty program, runs the technical validation for the countries, and Chromium version 8.0, he has done a lot of things, 100 plus assessment, 800 plus critical. Also he has a he recognized as a defended a nation, for which I think he can explain better. He has done OSCP, CSSP, and almost life after that, and features in the nationals, basically profiled as a national UAE on his work and earning on ethics. And it's a warm welcome to the Amir. Amir, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Nitin. I'm good. Thanks for the intro. Nice to see. I mean, what I have done in a nutshell. Thank you, Nitin.
Correct, and you look amazing today as usual, the typical Dubai guy. Yes.
No, I thought maybe it's Nitin has called me, so I should probably prepare in advance. So I thought to have a nice webcam, nice presentation for the kids.
So Amir, we know each other from a long period of time, and we have discussed multiple times that they have been sold multiple programs by the universities and the different institutes. But in reality, let me introduce Amir Shah again. Amir Shah is an Indian from, so he knows Hindi. So we already discussed about all these part, and we have done podcast also with the Amir Shah. So Amir, as we discussed, these are the people we need to aware them the reality of the world. So I'm handing, and please, ball is in your court. Thank you. Please, you can.
Sure. Hi everyone. As Nitin said, yes, शुद्ध हिंदी में भी वार्तालाप कर सकता हूँ, मगर I think we will English for. I'm pretty sure that my screen would be visible, so I will go with the presentation. I think introductions are basic. I have offensive security. You might have seen my podcast with Nitin. If you have not, probably have a look. It will give you more detail. But overall, I have over a decade of experience in offensive security. When we talk about cybersecurity, I think Nitin mentioned there are red teamers, blue teamers. There's a small section of red, and he also showed the Naukri profile of how much money that you get. Every company needs a blue team. I think after the break, you will have Swapnil who will give you details about what is the life. But from red team perspective, I will tell you it's not tough job, but it's a job which requires a lot. So when I say skills, your fundamentals should be very good. I will cover some of the fundamentals in this PPT, how basic it is. Even if you're not technical, you should know about very, very basic things. I will go with presentation. Let's begin. I hope this is I think it should be around 7 to 8 slides. I don't have much slides, but I will give you time to ask questions. I think Nitin or someone from the engine, and I will go with the demo. I have the demo. Let's begin. The goal of a red teamer is always to think like an attacker, think like an adversary, think like someone who has to break something. But in a cyber world, banks actually pay for physical security. That means they ask some people who are either former burglars or they have some sort of training or experience, like picking up the locks and get to perform some task. Then they take the POC, that means the proof of concept, the evidence that they take of what they have done, and they give it to the management. Then what management does is they fix the issues. They ask the blue team to come and fix the red. I'm not sure if you are all familiar with that thing. So the logic is, as an attacker, why I am a hacker. What's the difference between me and in terms of approach, in terms of knowledge? Of course, you will learn over the course of trainings, time, and I will give you the pathway how to. The goal is the curiosity. If you want to be a driver, you will probably watch a lot of YouTube videos on car racing. Drivers are performing. If you are enthusiastic about nature photography, anything, you will have more information, friends and colleagues. Why? Because you are more interested in them. So the persistence in your curiosity should be there. So you go in and always keep on searching and asking people about cybersecurity, hacker news, bleeping computer, and always on the bleeding edge of in cybersecurity. Then you have to, again, when you get a target, you have to find certain security vulnerabilities. I think there's already a system. When most of the developers are making a system, they are making it, if you are making a website, they will make a website that it should work. It should have a login form, it should have a database. If it works, developer will just hand it over to the owner. This is the website ready, and I have done my job. Done. He will not focus that if there is any security controls on the website or not. Make the system perform in a way which the developer did not intend. So always remember, the computer or the any computer programmer or to the owner, but to the one who has skills to make. So you buy a computer, it is loyal to you. It's loyal to one who knows how to. That's the key thing that you should take from probably 10 or 15 minute presentation. This thing should be the fundamental, and then you should build. Of course, I will not cover detailed technical aspects, but I think I created this presentation management or beginners in cybersecurity. In pen testing, which means penetration testing or hacking in technical terms, you can call it offensive or red teaming. So where we do, where we analyze the target, we do the recon what's available on the social media. That's how real world attackers also target. If I have to target in a country, I will first go to LinkedIn, try to search how many people are employed there, what is the level of skills they have, are they applying for a job, can we do some phishing on them. These are the basic things where most of the threat actors prey. How? But by doing the recon through open source intelligence, search engines like Google, yeah, and again, AI as well. Nowadays, you can make, most people are using AI as their Google. Now, Google searches. So that's the recon. Then you do scanning. For example, as Sunil mentioned, the network is the backbone. So you have to check the port. What I mean by that is if there are any exposed services, like is there a mobile application? Is there a website? Is it having an admin console publicly exposed? Can you try default credentials? Can you just try admin and try to get in? Then you have the exploitation phase. Once you have successfully found the organization through a vulnerability, then you try to exploit it. And exploitation could look like taking data out of the company, deleting the data, putting a ransomware, malware that encrypts the files, and demanding money out of them. So these are the in a controlled environment. So we do not spread ransomware as a red teamer. So we try to get in, show that we can do it, then we take evidence and then show it. I'll probably take questions at the end, but just keep, if you have a notepad, write them. I'll give you ample amount of time to. So the first step of recon, as I mentioned, is the GitHub leak credentials. GitHub is the platform where developers upload code, mostly open source. Like images.google.com. Google.com is a domain. Then you have subdomain images.google.com. You can have maps, and these are called subdomains. So we try to enumerate all the subdomains of a company.com. So it could have cms.company.com, admin.company.com. We try to enumerate through this open source intelligence gathering. This is the technique not only used by cybersecurity or red teamers, it's used by investigative journalists as well as militaries around. Let's go here. I'm going to present the URL to you. If I tell you, this will not be interactive session, I'll just try to save time. If I tell you which website is this, you will try. This is a blog website, and there is some ID parameter and then file name and maybe some wrong characters like smile and other things. And you have a scheme. Or if I copy this, go to my browser and press enter. I'm not sure if you can, but this is not medium. This is 157.240 some IP. It belongs to actually Facebook server, I think, if I'm not wrong. So if you see how did this, it was a genuine look URL, medium. But the fact is, this is not the domain. This is the domain. This number, if you go to any website, just go for IP to, you can convert IP 1.2.3.4 into a decimal number like this. So what I did was I just took that IP address, which you could see here, 157.240, converted into in this string numbers, so that people don't know that. And this is the domain. And if you see what medium.com is considered a username colon password. So this is the credential of this domain. So username colon password @domain.com, and then this is the file name, which is fine. And you can have any character after hash, but this is not medium. Even though I have not changed anything, this is not L or I or one something. This is still the people could be phished. Even experts, IT experts, hardly anyone is able to get the actual crux of the. Let me go to the presentation so that you know. Here I had Microsoft.com as username, :documents as followed by @ and then evil and then /login. So if you open this URL and let's say real URL valid, you will open evil.com/. And if the guy who has hosted evil.com creates the same website like Microsoft.com, you might think that it's actually Microsoft.com, and you could receive this link through SMS or so. This is one of the key aspects I want to tell people because anyone and everyone is expert on browsers, at least Safari, Chrome, whatever you have, and you think URLs are very easy to understand, and especially if you check, it's not. And how do you get this information? Through the RFC of a URL. It's 1000 something. I don't remember the exact number, but you can check online or Wikipedia article for the URL, and there you will have the exact scheme how this thing that I have. So fundamentals about even a basic thing which everyone on day-to-day basis, still majority of the people don't know about how exactly. Let's go to the next. Okay, so if you see, I'm not sure if you can see, I will just probably increase the legibility. This is my domain, secure.org. I hosted this. Normally, you might have seen many websites like booking or ticketing websites or cinema websites where you get the ticket followed by the ID number and your ID number is there. Of course, it's more than 4 characters, but just for you get your name, you get your maybe role or your email address and how much you have in your wallet or something. This is how the problem occurs is when you change this. Let me just ID is equal to 1001. I will change the URL. I will add this 1001. Okay, it works. Now I will go to 1000. It should not work. Why? Because this 1002 is the parameter of, as you can see, I pressed 1002. The role was administrator. It was some and it's his email address and you get his details. How? Just by changing one, you can do 1003. And here you have E, the hacker, who just was able to create an account. So how were you able to exploit this vulnerability without using any tool? Just by browser, by changing one parameter ID with value from 1001 to 1002 or 1000. And this you can try on real world websites, provided you have consent. So don't just start doing activity. Let me just give you so this is an example how this happened. It's assuming you have a mobile application, you are opening API, you are logged in as 101. You should not be able to see data. So the vulnerable server is not checking if when you log in, you get a session cookie. The cookie belongs to 101 or 102. It's just end of story. Now it will give you whatever data. That's the problem. It's called authorization failure. It's broken. Another similar issues can be checked on a forum called Open Web Application Security Project or OWASP. There are every couple of years, 2 to 3 years, they issue a list of 10 top most exploited vulnerability and IoT space. I think even they have a mobile core and others. So you can just check them. What are the common vulnerabilities and things they have in top? Sometimes it's number 1, sometimes it's number 3 is broken access and cryptographic. We will go through the demo of each one of them. But enter a text which is taken as the website's code, database code, and the code performs the action which you intend by that code. By username password field, you might put a code which can broken access. IDOR is one of the example. Insecure direct object referencing. It's a very mouthful of name, but I just showed you. 1001 to 1002, you just request and you get somebody else's data. That's the third one is if the database has cryptographic failure. That now the example is writing a password on a sticky note on a monitor. That's very bad, but it also means that in a database you should not store a password in the plain text. Let's actually go to the next slide and see what are the tools that use for this. One of the tools is Nmap. It's a network mapper. It's just for scanning ports, providing horizontal and vertical scanning across. So vertical and horizontal scanning means hosts are different. There could be different IPs, different hosts. You can scan all the ports on one machine. Every machine can have a maximum of 2 raised power 16 ports, 0 to 6553. The other tool is Burp Suite. It's very common proxy tool. So what it does is when you are opening a web, but there is a backend server. We all know there is a backend server. You give user to Facebook, it goes to Facebook server responds with your profile and whatever it comes. But you don't see the actual data. You just see the front end UI. If it's in the UI, you will see. If it's not in the UI, you will not see. To see what's behind this curtain of browser, Burp Suite, Charles, Mallory. So Burp Suite is one of the famous ones, and every hacker uses it, or a web application hacker will use Burp Suite or has used Burp Suite in his lifetime. It's a very good tool, and you should at least learn. Even if you are not going into hacking itself, even if you are going to development, you should know what these common tools are, like Postman, Burp Suite, and other proxy tools. These are called proxy tools because what they do is they proxy behalf of you. So, and then it goes to Facebook server. Facebook server responds to Burp Suite, and you can see that response in text and the source code. And then the third one is Metasploit. It's by default comes in a Linux distribution called in Kali. You have Metasploit, thousands of exploits. You can actually check how many exploits are there. I have forgotten. There are modules, there are exploits, and there are payloads. These are all different things in Metasploit. So what actually it does is if there is a website which is vulnerable to a known exploit, a CVE, you can just search in Metasploit and successful exploitation if the website is go with the next. This is the golden rule that what I was talking about, that you should not hack without consent, because hacking without consent is a crime. So any website and you start fiddling, changing the parameters, that is, even if the punishment might be small or big or based on, always remember that it is. So you should have consent from the owner of the data, owner of the website, to perform the security testing. Now you will say, how will you perform? You are a learner, you want to learn. You can always host a VM in your safe environment, isolated from internet, and run all the exploits on it to target real website, which you cannot do on staging test website. And there are websites which are already made vulnerable, which you have to download. You don't have to ever create those vulnerable. Again, hacking with consent is career. I am living, and bug bounty programs like HackerOne, BugCrowd. India has the highest number of bug bounty because India is English-speaking country. India is it's called IT hub of the world in terms of numbers, definitely. And many of the great hackers from Indian subcontinent go to these programs, log in, register, just watch what others have done, what other hackers report, how they report. You can even see some reports which are public and see how the companies respond to hackers and hackers are responding to companies. You might not understand the technical aspects, but at least you can go to the website and just see the reports. You can even search in Google, hacker one, $100, $1,000, $10,000. This is what you get for a program like hacker. Let me go back to, okay, this is another example. It's called local. Check my time. I still have time. So if you see, there is an error. So I have created this website. Don't look at the right part, the green part. Just look at this this part, left side. This is the browser URL, and this is the hello.txt. You might get error. The argument was hello.txt. You got nothing. I will just increase the. Now there is a file which is visible, which I can see in hint. It's assignment.txt. So when I open assignment.txt, let's say this is a college website, you get the assignment. What you can even maybe open syllabus.txt and you get syllabus. There you have OWASP top 10. Nice. But what you can do as an attacker, you can see this red color. I'll just paste it and then tell you what I pasted, and the exploit happened apparently. Now, what happened is you got the, if you have ever used Linux, you will see in Linux there is a root etc passwd, the user list of the Linux users. So how I was able to use it, because this website was hosted on, I put a lot of dot slashes and then went to, what should have happened is the website should have said that you are not authorized to open this file. There should have been 401 or 403 contents of that file, and dot slash in command terminal means to go, because usually when a website is installed, it's not installed in the root directory, it's installed in var www. You have to go dot slash. That means one directory up till you reach the root. From root you can again, if you have questions, you can get this. There's another example of SQL injection, which is very dangerous vulnerability. It can result in data leak. Most of the famous hack, here I have shown you a database. This is the real database. You will not see in the username is admin and password is a weak password, and the role is administrator. This is the username portal I give Amir and ABC. I press enter. It says access denied. Data returns 0 records because there is Amir or ABC. It's fine. You will get the error invalid. But if I give admin and password 123, I will log in as an admin, which is let's say this was a very complex password, then it's fine. And you should have ideally multi-factor authentication. Access was granted, which is fine, which is not. However, if I do this, I copy. You can copy in admin or you can just paste it here. And you will see that the session was, you didn't need, okay, I will remove this. Let's say I don't know the password. I just press, still the password was entertained and I was logged in as admin. By why this query was able to give me is because if you see here, this is the actual database query that was running. Select star means all, select all from users. Users is the name of the table, where username is equal to, normally here should have been admin, and password is equal to whatever the password of that user was. But I put and then I gave a condition, or one is, if you see 1 is equal to 1 is a so I told the SQL database that either the username is blank, 1 is equal to 1. 1 is also equal to 1. Like this is a logical thing. 1 is equal to 1. The server will say, yes, 1 is equal to 1. So I will give you the access to the data first row. That's why it says first record in the table. Try this anywhere. If you have consent, you can. But when you try, this may not always. Why? Because there could be protections. So you have to either create a new payload, or you have, if the site is actually safe from this SQL injection attack, maybe they have parameterized queries, which is then you will not be able to perform this. The last attack, it's a XSS. You might have seen search in blog, you write something, you get reflection. This is called reflection. When you give some either in a search query or in a URL, and that is returned. What you give is called a reflection. So you have a reflection. In another case, there cannot be a reflection is, for example, if you write Amir and it will say 0 items found, but it will not mention the word Amir. First criteria, when you have a reflection, you can write Amir, hello, and you see that yes, reflection happens and it comes. So what you can do is you can try to or JavaScript. You can write H1. H1 is for header 1 in HTML. It doesn't make bold, it makes actually thicker font, like heading 1. Like I will say Shah. I press and you see what happened. Shah became bold. Okay, it was hello, hello is normal, and then H1. So that means took the HTML. What I can do is I can either comment the entire. I think exclamation double dash is the comment. HTML, yes, and the entire page was commented. So what you can do is you put your custom JavaScript, and there is a pop-up XSS executed. So I did this XSS executed through this script tag. Normally, now how can this be dangerous is when I put specialized code to perform a specialized task. For example, I will put a key, and the keylogger, when people type anything, I will get their keystrokes. So this is a real attack that happens. It's called XSS cross, and this is one of the basic examples of reflected XSS I have demo. Let's go back to the slide. Your learning path should be go through the red team field manual of Linux. What are the basic commands, how to work, how to change directories, how to create files, how to search files. This is something which you should know if you want to either blue teaming or red teaming in cybersecurity. Then you have labs, which I mentioned that there is there are free labs that are available from Burp Suite, from Portswigger, from famous companies. You can just go practice on them, learn how to exploit the vulnerability, and then like a hacker. On average, it takes around 2 to 3 years minimum to become hacker with confidence that you find all the vulnerabilities in a known website in a given, at least entry level. So 2 to 3 years is that period. Of course, this is self-learning, but you need a training of around 3 to 5 months. If you have, that's very good. If you can get from again advanced labs to sharpen, and then you have courses like EJPT, OSCP. These are certifications, but they offer not interested in certifications. That's just this is training. I will tell you when my first company was MBRDI, Mercedes Benz in Bangalore. We had a 8 round of interviews, technical rounds of network security. They asked a lot of things. They asked me to do some at the top of my head. Then the next company was Temenos. Then I'm sure all of your audience knows about Ola. In Ola Cabs, they had, I think, taken 200 to 300 interviews. They take a weekend and they give them laptops and they give them a target to hack them. To those who are just going for the certifications in offensive security, it will not help you much if you don't have the skill. A website cannot. I cannot open a website and I will tell, look, I'm a hacker with 10 certifications now. Maybe you have 0 certifications and you can go to a website, just hack it. So most of the companies have this interview where they have a practical. So to get to that extent, either you need connections or you need HR, which will go through your profile. But other than that, you just need to have a training, a formal training, actually hack it, and with a personal experience of are able to, for example, break into different machines. I think I'm done. Nathan, probably can you help me with the question?
Yeah, of course. Amir, it was so amazing. I really enjoyed the. Yeah, so guys, if you have any questions, you can share it to the question box. Amir can also see the question answer. So that I really appreciate, Amir, your line. I see behind the scene, I was laughing. Your line, like you have hundreds of certification, but if you are live to hack a website, you cannot tell the website, please get hacked, because I think that I really
True.
make them understand what exactly it is. Starting.
It's skills that you need to show, demonstrate. You cannot just write on paper that you have skills, and that's why even though you have blue team jobs in abundance, as a safe side, even for offensive security guys, I would suggest them they go in blue teaming and defense, lower price. So companies don't mind giving some basic to, but in red team or offensive security, you will see the start. They will say most of the hackers should have experience of 3 to 7 years, because 3 years is the entry level for have to sort of apply for a basic role. So it's better start with defense because it's easy to understand. You will know the fundamentals, and then you can switch to offense. That's a thing because red teaming doesn't rely on certification. It relies on how well you are able to hack. Defense, you will know 10 technologies. You have worked on this. You are in. But in red, if you have a website in front of you, you don't know it's on Java. It's whatever it is. They show something, and then you need a lot of skills for that. Initially, red teaming has a lot of challenges. Learning curve is very high, but once you are on that sort of level, then you so that's where you are in comfort zone. And of course, the salaries for red teamers are that's why very competitive to.
Yeah, correct. So we have few questions, but I think this is what we are going to discuss in the end. Sir, what are the basic skills person should start? Will answer it. Could not come. Does you also start red teaming when you are?
Yes, if you know that I was in college and I started testing on the, I actually hacked into my college, took out the papers, gave it to everyone. I was caught. I was in, I think, jail for 3 days.
Is it?
But yeah, old days, 2012 probably. If you even search in Google BGSBU hack, you will just probably find my name also there. So that's not how you start ideally. That's never I will suggest anyone to go in the illegal path, but having some free time, learn whatever you are learning. Don't keep red teaming as the only way to proceed. Have labs set up. I have shown you there are labs you can download from this VMs and try to hack them. Fine, but at least you should have a backup plan because not everyone is successful in becoming a hacker. As you already know, you don't see in your class how many people you know that they are hackers or they might be hackers. So just look at yourself, look at your environment and see if you have ability to get the trainings because these some of the trainings are very costly. Once you get those trainings, once you have that level of confidence, then you can probably you just know a lot of theory, but maybe it doesn't translate into practicality.
Great.
So for a
Thank-
fresher, I would not demotivate you. Always have this edge, but start with something. Start with maybe cybersecurity fundamentals. Go as a blue teaming as a job because it should not be like you will wait for 3 years just learning backbone for to.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Amir, for the amazing conversation, input you have shared. And guys, if you still have any question, feel free. We will give you a form in the end, so you can write your questions as well in the form, and we'll share it with the Amir, and we'll take the all the inputs from the Amir regarding the. We'll take that data and just stay connected with us. And thank you, Amir, for joining us today. I really
Thank you,
thank
Nitin.
very
Nice
much.
to have
Same,
you,
same.
everyone.
So, as we discussed, as per the plan, we are moving to the next part workshop. For that, I would like to invite our blue team guy, and Swapnil is going to talk about how this blue team people works, a defending part of the world on the cyber security. So, guys, once Swapnil will done, I'll come back and talk about how we can. And after that, we will go to the next, go for the conversation from the real time people. Those are into the real world and speak. And this is how we are going to finish our workshop today. And hi, Swapnil. So, although we need your screen end of the day, so Swapnil, what you're planning? What you're
Blue team. Okay. Although it's not a blue-eyed team of the organizations usually, but definitely very critical team in terms of. Okay, so let me share my screen.
and all the very best. Okay, guys, so just stay connected, and Swapnil is with his workshop. So let's continue. Thank you, Swapnil. All the best.
Thank you. So I'm sure many of you must be coming a SOC as an a team who deals with the security operations. Now, in many cases, you tend to see that you tend to get a mail. I'm sure some of you might be working and you must have received an email where might be a lottery or might be a password. I'm sure some of us, and definitely at any journey, IT journey, you must have clicked those emails. Okay, you know what happens after that. I'm sure you must have just gone through a red team scenarios as well and red team hacking and tactics as well. This is a more hacking, I can say. Okay, but then there is a illegal part of the hacking who want to steal, okay, or damage the organization, damage the individual. You need to understand, okay, that we need somebody to and those emails what you have just seen, that where your email account has been compromised, you tend to click it, you tend to get fear. Obviously hackers use a lot of human email to force you to connect or force you to get compromised. Okay, sometimes they use greed, that okay, you got, okay, or might be a something interesting if you click on, or sometimes you might get an email where it says, okay, your account is compromised. Just get it. Digital arrest. I think that's a very, very, very well-known scam where people has been forced to do certain things which probably otherwise a normal, nothing but a hack. Okay. And organizations where you have a huge amount of infrastructure, huge amount of money, you need to make sure all this infrastructure, all these people, intellectual properties, all the private information, privacy information, बहुत सारी organizations में आपको एक टीम चाहिए होती है आपके organization को से it makes sure that okay in case something happens और उसी को हम security operations center in a nutshell that obviously security operations center doesn't only, it has multiple teams, but definitely blue team is one of the big of the entire SOC operations. And that's why I think you must have seen Nitin ji did mention that a huge chunk of workforce in the cyber security stays with the blue team rather than the red team. Red team is in terms of dealing with the or finding the vulnerabilities. We'll understand what exactly. So what we are going to see today is mostly what is happening. You know that okay, you have clicked something and you don't know the consequences. You even don't know what happened to your system. Sometime it went slow or sometime even doesn't happen anything. Does that mean there is somebody who's keep on defending you? Although it might something like यार धुरंधर, okay, simple language में बताया जाए तो invisibly defend करता है, okay. It's a sometime thankless, sometime thankfully well appreciated job, but nevertheless जैसे मैं बोल रहा था, it might not be a blue-eyed team, but it is a team which is very essential for the organization. तो हम आज समझेंगे कि एग्जैक्टली इनका काम क्या है, एग्जैक्टली इसमें क्या क्या चीजें आती है जिसपे ब्लू टीम के लोग काम करते हैं, व्हाट हाउ यू कैन मेक योर करियर इनटू इट, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली आर द इसेंशियल पार्ट ऑफ दिस, ओके. तो आप देखेंगे कि आजकल थ्रेट पहली बात तो हम देखेंगे कि थ्रेट, फिर आई एम श्योर वी हैव बीन डिस्कसिंग यार ब्लू टीम, रेड टीम, पर्पल टीम एंड वल्नरेबिलिटी एक्सपर्ट्स, सॉक एनालिस्ट, बहुत सारे जार्गन्स हमने सुने. बट देन डू वी रियली नो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली दे स्टैंड के, वो भी देख लेंगे, छोटा सा ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन, ओके. एक अटैक का वॉक थ्रू भी करेंगे कि हाउ अटैक्स रियली हैपेंस ऑन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड हाउ. ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में वैसे भी दो पार्ट होते हैं अटैकर्स के लिए. एक पार्ट होता है जिसमें हम प्रोएक्टिवली काम करते हैं और दूसरा पार्ट होता है, तो रेड टीमिंग जो है प्रोएक्टिव पार्ट है कि मेरे लेट कंसीडर क्योर प्रीमाइसेस, तो आपने बार्ब वायर, ओके, आपने फेंसिंग कर दी, बट दैट फेंसिंग इज इनफ, दैट्स वेयर द रेड टीम कम्स इन पिक्चर. दे ट्राई टू ब्रेक दैट फेंस एंड ट्राई टू गेट इनसाइड द, वो कितना अच्छे से आ सकती, इसका एक जो रिपोर्ट they usually prepare a report for the organization कि यार ये देखो ये चीजें है, यहाँ से डोर है, okay, जिसको सिक्योर नहीं किया गया है, and they get inside, okay, and they just demonstrate. उसी तरह से एक ब्लू टीम है जिसका जवाब कि making sure that those fence are really strengthened enough टू एक्चुअली, तो यदि रेड टीम अटैक कर रही है तो ब्लू टीम का काम है मेकिंग श्योर दैट द डिफेंसेस ऑलवेज मल्टीपल लेयर्स ऑफ डिफेंसेस, नॉट जस्ट वन लेयर ऑफ डिफेंस की जहां पे सिर्फ आप फेंसिंग पे एक वॉचमैन रखोगे, शायद आप मोशन सेंसर लगाओगे बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट एग्जैक्ट. उसी तरह से ऑब्वियसली आईटी में भी यू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ डिफेंस, फायरवॉल्स होती है, प्रॉक्सीज, यू हैव फायरवॉल्स व्हिच आर स्पेशली डिजाइंड टू प्रोटेक्ट द, जिन्हें वैफ बोला जाता है. ऑल दोस यूनिट्स stick together to make sure that your network, your organization stay safe, your critical infrastructure. अभी जैसे देखा जाए फ्लिपकार्ट की जो वेबसाइट है, फ्लिपकार्ट यूजर इंटरफेस है जहां से लोग ऑर्डर प्लेस करते हैं, is bread and butter. Without that, and that has to be protect. किस तरह से प्रोटेक्ट करना है या कैसे प्रोटेक्ट करना है, यही ये ब्लू टीम का. उसी तरह से हम देखेंगे कि कौन से टूल्स यूज किए जाते हैं जो ब्लू टीम अटैक डिटेक्ट करने के लिए, अटैक को okay, and we'll see some of the dash which are usually used, some of the other websites, some of the techniques that blue team uses to understand that, to understand why this attack has been done, what kind of capabilities that attacker has, and how to defend, building the strategy or building defenses which are to prevent anybody from getting. ये सारी चीजें हम आज देखेंगे, आज के वॉक थ्रू में देखेंगे. Let's start with threat landscape. Let's understand what exactly are the threats. I'm sure मुझे नहीं लगता कि anybody has any kind of doubts that today's threat landscape is quite great. I mean, in fact, यदि global cyber crime का rate देखा जाए तो which is actually standing, countries don't have that much of, in fact, India don't have that big economy itself, where exactly the cyber crime costing, because there are so many cyber criminals and you don't need to be physically. Cyber crime becomes a quite go-to place for many, easier to reach, definitely very difficult to crack, but if you crack, the bound to exploit from. Okay, तो और बिकॉज नाउ डेज मुझे नहीं लगता किसी भी चीज के लिए इंटरनेट का यूज नहीं, ऑलमोस्ट ऑलमोस्ट आई थिंक जस्ट फ्रॉम ग्रोसरी टिल बैंकिंग ट्रांजेक्शन से फिजिकल ट्रांजेक्शन हार्डली हो रहे हैं, हार्डली हम कभी, मुझे नहीं याद है कि मैं कभी बैंक में गया हूं अभी रिसेंटली, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग कैन बी डन फ्रॉम द, making it very easy for cyber criminals also to reach those websites, to reach those bank websites, or to reach those apps, hack those, whatever they. I'm sure एक dialogue आपको याद होगा कि it's only once that hacker has to be right or criminal has to be right. But for defender, that's where you tend to see that things go wrong or things will actually play a role in terms of, अब हम देखेंगे कि हमारे पास कौन से एप्लीकेशंस अवेलेबल है, यदि ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस डिप्लॉय करती है सॉक में एप्लीकेशंस तो वो कैसे डिप्लॉय करती है। नितिन सर ने इनिशियल डिस्कशन में बात की थी कि सो ऑब्वियसली फॉर अ ह्यूमन, ओके, अ टीम ऑफ इवन 50 people will not able to, but ऐसा नहीं है कि उनको 1000 alerts काम करने पड़ते हैं। There are lot of things that has been developed over the time. Industry has learned over the time, which actually prevent you from processing those 1000 alerts, and it usually boil down, but definitely आपको innovate करना या आपको learn करना constant, एक constant curve है या constant चीज है जो cyber security बहुत ज्यादा relevant रहती है कि you need to be constantly learning, sometimes some known channels, but sometimes with lot of informal channels, blogs हो सकते हैं, okay, everything. There are lot of groups which deals with cyber security. They share their intelligence. In even the organization do have a platforms to share their intelligence. Understanding कि किस तरह से attack. Let's consider banking industry का, एक बैंक पे अटैक हुआ तो उसके अटैक का टेम्पलेट यदि किसी दूसरे बैंक पे यूज नहीं होना चाहिए तो obviously you create your defense before even somebody attacks your bank. And that's how it works, and that's how this cyber security works. And obviously आप देख सकते हो 83% of those attacks are actually caused by human element. Either you are erroring or somebody is greedy, okay, or somebody has compromised credentials. I am sure, okay, एक example मैं सुन रहा था जिसमें लिखा था कि जिसमें बोल रहे थे कि there somebody has noted down their sticky notes, बहुत simple सा, but that compromised credential can cause a huge to the, पर अब यदि मुझे पता कैसे चलेगा कि ये कॉम्प्रोमाइज हुआ है या नहीं हुआ है, that's where the, so you tend to see that this particular industry is in terms of dealing with the businesses, okay, or day-to-day transactions of any organ, and with the AI it is becoming more and more sophisticated. मुझे याद है कुछ टाइम पहले बहुत लोग बोला करते थे कि यार ओके, आपको यदि कोई स्पैम मेल पहचानना है तो यू टेंड टू सी द ग्रामर मिस्टेक, यू टेंड टू सी सम काइंड ऑफ स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक्स देयर और ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक्स देयर, ओके, बट नाउअडेज विद द एआई बहुत इजी हो गया है कि आई कैन इम्यूलेट a same email what a bank would send to me, okay, it becomes even difficult with the AI. I can create a very nice scripts. Earlier it used to be a hacker used to know about the script in and out. आज मुझे वो जरूरत ज्यादा नहीं पड़ रही है because I can create lot of good scripts with the help of AI. Okay, so बताने का मतलब है कि आज एक स्क्रिप्ट किडी भी, ओके, एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को डैमेज करने का सोचे तो शायद वो डैमेज कर सकता है, ओके, बट डेफिनेटली उसी तरह से ब्लू टीम जो डिफेंडर्स का काम कर, लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट एग्जैक्टली are those tools there, okay, but before that, okay, in a current scenarios, okay, you tend to have around 36% of the compromises that happen with the or जो किसी को सिर्फ और सिर्फ ये बता के कि and there are various ways of phishing itself, okay, you see, it's not only via email nowadays, even with the voice calls or video calls they have been phishing a lot many people. In fact, I remember one phishing which was done with the help of a video call to a accountant department asking them to transfer a fund for a particular, and the CEO simply said that okay, do it right away, I will send you an email or I'll approve it in the system later. This is very usual practice in many organizations that okay, and that emergency situation that has been created by the hacker leads to a lot of money that gets siphoned to the somebody else or hackers. अब इसको defend करना है तो obviously you need to have a even better ways to deal with it. You probably need encryption channels through which this communication happens. You probably need a very good way of verifying the facial recognition or retina scan as simple as your thumbprints just to validate. These are the things which actually has to be evolved or deployed. And who will deploy that? That's the job of the blue teamers. Blue team not just defend the network, they build the defenses. There are architects who create various transactions that happen. ओके ऐसा नहीं है कि मुझे सिर्फ और प्रोटेक्शन हैकिंग से करवानी है. आई कैन एक्चुअली ब्रिंग डाउन द साइट and that way also let's consider again Flipkart itself. Okay, the Flipkart site is inaccessible just because there are two could lead to a revenue loss to. और ये भी काम एक competitor के behalf पे कर सकता. How I can defend myself? Finding out who are the genuine people who are logging into the Flipkart's website and who are the hackers who are logging into the website. Because obviously every website has a limit to carry out how many transaction it can carry out. यदि मेरे पास कोई मैकेनिज्म नहीं है जिसमें मैं पता करूं कि कौन से genuine users है और कौन से hackers है, it becomes a disaster for the organization. In fact, and there are ways obviously to defend this kind of. There are stolen credentials. You have vulnerabilities. You have insiders. Okay, that is a new thing that is coming in nowadays. You can see it is at this point of time it is at very minimal stage where 8% of the attacks happening because of insiders. But nevertheless, okay, those 8%, you cannot expect somebody within the organization attacking the resources of the attack, resources of the organization. और इसके लिए भी नई चीजें इजाद की गई है. देर आर न्यू आर्किटेक्ट which actually protects or doesn't trust anybody within the organization or from the outside the organization, and it always validate. Okay, so you can call it as a zero trust network. I'm sure आप में से कुछ कुछ लोगों ने इसके बारे में सुना होगा कि जीरो ट्रस्ट नेटवर्क, जिसमें मैं ट्रस्ट किसी को नहीं करूंगा, whether the person from inside or outside access my resources. Now let's understand first, okay, what is the difference between these teams? Because all these teams are part of the cyber security. Red team बोलो, okay, जो आपने थोड़ी देर पहले सुना. ब्लू टीम जो मैं आपको which sits in between, यदि आप रेड को ब्लू से मिला दोगे so red team, okay, first let's understand what red team is. You have seen the demo where where there were a lot of attacks being demonstrated. Red teams are the attackers. They actually simulate the attacks. They actually do the penetration testing, with the help of which they try to. Many times you develop an application, you develop a module. Okay, nowadays this is a very agile word. Okay, where the development happens, development cycles are now reduced to a week or sometime as maximum as month, which used to be a years earlier. Because of that, there are a lot of modules that is getting developed almost every week onto lot of startups, for the startups with the agile approach of because of that you tend to introduce lot of vulnerabilities, to a lot of loopholes in a because नई चीज जब डेवलप होती है तो यदि उस चीज को वेरीफाई नहीं किया गया, उसको टेस्ट नहीं किया गया प्रॉपरली, तो यू टेंड टू हैव अ एप्लीकेशन विच कैन हैव अ वल्नरेबिलिटी विच कैन एक्चुअली. तो रेड टीम का काम यही है कि इससे बने नए एप्लीकेशंस को या पुराने एप्लीकेशंस को भी टेस्ट करना ऑन डिफेंसेस, कि किस तरह से इनके डिफेंसेस ठीक है या नहीं है. नहीं है तो okay, before even hacker does that, they provide and making sure that loopholes are closed within the organization itself. And that's the job of the red team. So red team आपको दिखेगा कि constantly is on the run. Okay, constantly on finding out the gaps between the between what exactly. Blue team का काम exactly opposite होता है इसके. They are the defenders. They actually make sure that these applications, this infrastructure, network हो गया, firewalls हो गए, okay, आपका VPN concentrators हो गए, okay, they constantly monitor every damn thing within the organization, even the people. कोई people, there is nothing like privacy getting in by the people, but obvious by the organization or by SOC. usually what happens is that SOC team has a lot. So आपको डार्क नेट पे पता चल रहा है कि यार इसका पर्टिकुलर यूजर आईडी कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो चुका है, ओके या किसी के जैसे मुझे याद है कुछ टाइम पहले ही नेटफ्लिक्स के ऑलमोस्ट आई थिंक 1 मिलियन और अराउंड मोर देन दैट users, all this intel information, intelligence information is gathered बाय वेरियस वेंडर्स। तो आपके बहुत सारे वेंडर्स हैं जो प्रॉक्सी आपको प्रोवाइड करते हैं, जो आपको फायरवॉल्स प्रोवाइड करते हैं, जो आपको सिम एंड सोर के सॉल्यूशंस प्रोवाइड करते हैं। डोंट वरी, आई विल कम टू सिम एंड सोर व्हाट एग्जैक्टली दे आर, बट जो आपको ठीक लग रहा है आप फिलहाल उस सो ऑल दिस फीड्स आर एक्चुअली बीन गैदर्ड बाय वेंडर्स, यानी जैसे कि पालो अल्टो हो गया या फोर्टिनेट हो गया जो फायरवॉल्स बेच रहे हैं। तो वो सिर्फ फायरवॉल्स नहीं बेच, दे गिव यू अ लॉट ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस इंफॉर्मेशन सेइंग दैट योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, if at all they found something in the dark net, because they constantly monitor this dark net forums, and they give you a lot of intel information, not just that कोई नया vulnerability आता है, कोई नया हैक आता है, कोई नया ट्रेंड आता है हैकिंग के वर्ल्ड में या आईटी वर्ल्ड में, कोई जीरो डे वल्नरेबिलिटी आती है जो अभी अभी डिस्कवर हुई है। ऑल दिस थिंग्स आर बीन फेड to the SOC team, to the blue team, so that they keep on making sure that defenses are maintained. यदि मुझे पता चल रहा है कि मेरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में 10 लोगों के यूजर आईडी, मेकिंग श्योर देयर अकाउंट्स आर डिसेबल्ड फर्स्ट, रीसेट देयर पासवर्ड्स, making those users are in, पता कैसे चलेगा? I think I'm sure many of you knows about it. Okay, when you log in from on a Gmail itself, okay, it's as simple as Gmail itself. On location, let's consider one day you have logged in from Delhi, and probably after a week you have logged in from Nagpur, or might be from saying that okay, or Google saying that okay, you have been you're logged in, you have been seen logged in from a different location. Even you change your laptop, okay, you tend to get the similar mails. वॉट आर दे आर एक्चुअली जो आपको बता रहे हैं बार बार कि भाई ये कॉम्प्रोमाइज लग रहा है मुझे, आप देख लो एक बार, वैलिडेट। सेम चीज होती है ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में भी। ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कॉन्स्टेंटली मॉनिटर देयर यूजर्स। इफ देर आर समथिंग लाइक लेट कंसिडर एक यूजर है जो आज लॉग इन किया है इंडिया से, मे बी दिल्ली से, एंड आफ्टर अ मिनट और 10, ऑब्वियसली ये बहुत क्लासिक केस है। इम्पोज आई कैनॉट ट्रैवल 10 यूएस विद इन 10 minutes, सो आई नो देर इज समथिंग विच इज लॉग्ड इन फ्रॉम यूएस। एंड द फर्स्ट थिंग एज अ ब्लू टीम, तो यही काम है ब्लू टीम का कि मॉनिटर करो, कॉन्स्टेंटली देखते रहो कि ये ऐसा कुछ हो के। ऑब्वियसली यू हैव लॉट ऑफ, अगेन मैं टूल्स जो आपको मदद करते हैं ये आइडेंटिफाई करने में, क्योंकि इस तरह के लॉग्स तो आपको दिन भर में मिलियंस एंड मिलियंस ऑफ लॉग्स आते हैं। ओके, ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस एज बिग एज 15-20,000 सर्वर्स handling at a given point of time, they have a huge IT inventory that has to be monitored. तो ये कोई ह्यूमनली पॉसिबल है नहीं कि एक साथ मैं सारी चीजें मॉनिटर करूं, सारी चीजों पे देखूं कि कौन कहाँ लॉग इन कर रहा है, कहाँ कौन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर का लॉग इन कर रहा है, एंड दोज अलर्ट्स आर सेंट टू द सॉक to see if they can actually work on them. They can actually verify if this is possible, if this is something which looks fishy। and जैसे मैंने बोला कि आपको एक यूजर है जो आपका दिल्ली से लॉगिन कर रहा है और 10 मिनट बाद यूएस से लॉगिन कर रहा है, you know that the person cannot go to the US within 10 minutes. Okay, so obviously the first thing when you will do is disable the user, and probably you uska account to compromise nahi, that's what the blue team does. They respond to the incident, they respond to the alerts, they detect those, first of all they detect the alerts। so फिर हर एक चीजों के लिए अपने एक फ्रेमवर्क्स है जिसके हिसाब से there are lot of organization who has documented all kind of attacks in the world, and those, as I said, okay, एक constant requirement होती है users, if you are getting into the SOC, the constant requirement of learning things, learning new things, क्योंकि एक हर मिनट आपको नई चीज आ रही है। इट्स ओके, नए टाइप के अटैक्स आ रहे हैं, नए टाइप के हैकर्स आ रहे हैं, and then you need to be on your toes to understand them, understand the strategy with which they are attacking the organization। और ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ अटैकर यानी इंडिविजुअल अटैकर्स होते हैं। There are attackers who are sponsored by the government itself. Okay, and those governments are really powerful। Okay, something like there are when there was उनको पूरा रशियन स्टेट का बैकिंग है। Okay, so they have huge amount of money to deploy and मेक दिस, ऐसे टाइप के अटैक्स को डिफेंड करना बहुत बहुत मुश्किल होता है, बट नॉट ऑब्वियसली नॉट इम्पॉसिबल एट ऑल. ओके, एंड बट बताने का मतलब है दैट्स द ब्लू टीम विच इज वेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबल, ओके, मेकिंग श्योर दैट दिस डजंट हैपन टू द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. ओके, और पर्पल टीम का काम है उसके बीच में काम करना, रेड टीम और ब्लू टीम के. बहुत बार टीम्स की इतनी क्लियर डिस्टिंक्शन आइडेंटिटीज होती नहीं है. ब्लू टीम एंड रेड टीम बहुत बार ऑब्वियस. ओके, तो रेड टीम मुझे बताएगी कि यार ये देखो यहाँ पे हमें वल्नरेबिलिटीज दिख रही है आपके डिफेंसेस में, यू नीड टू प्लग देम. ओके, तो जब ये दे वर्क इन कोलैबोरेशन दे बिकम अ पर्पल टीम. ओके, नेवरदलेस, बट जनरली ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में आप देखोगे तो पर्पल टीम्स बहुत एविडेंट होती है. In the smaller organizations, when you go and to the bigger organization, you tend to see, let's understand, okay, how these attackers or how they are different. Okay, when I'm talking about blue team and the red team, okay, how they are different than each other. Okay, so there are frameworks obviously. Okay, so when you can attackers attack or defenders defend. Okay, दे हैव गिवन सर्टन वेज हाउ जनरली किल चेन बोलता है कि आपको पहले तो देखना पड़ेगा इनिशियल एक्सेस. ऑब्वियसली यू वांट टू गेट इनसाइड द नेटवर्क फर्स्ट, यू वांट टू गेट इनसाइड द organization first, or you want to get inside the user's machine first. Okay, so you have initial access. Okay, then you execute something. Okay, might be a macro, might be some kind of a virus. Okay, trojan horse कुछ भी. Okay, you get control of this. Now हर सिस्टम कोई इंपॉर्टेंट सिस्टम तो होना जरूरी नहीं है. लेट कंसिडर आई एम गेटिंग इन प्रिंटर. प्रिंटर कोई डिवाइस है नहीं जो मुझे ज्यादा डैमेज करेगा. माइट बी आई कैन प्रिंट thousands of things but doesn't help me out with my mood. तो मुझे क्या करना है कि obviously as a hacker I probably would like to see, once I am inside the network I would like to see कि हाई वैल्यू टारगेट क्या है. जैसे एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी हो सकता है. ओके, या फिर कोई वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सर्वर जहाँ पे यूजर इंफॉर्मेशन स्टोर की हुई होती है. ओके, या फिर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के फाइनेंशियल रिकॉर्ड्स जहाँ पे स्टोर किए होते हैं. Okay, all those things I would like to scan the network. I would like to find the place. Okay, where exactly are the important, where exactly in the which part of the network has a important servers or important information that I can sold across or I can exploit. Okay, और दूसरा काम, तीसरा काम है कि आई प्रॉबेबली इफ आई वांट टू आई कैन एक्चुअली एनक्रिप्ट दैट इंफॉर्मेशन कंप्लीटली. एनक्रिप्ट यानी बस, ओके, देर आई एम श्योर, ओके, हमने बहुत बार सुना है कि किसी का अपहरण कर लेना. ओके, दैट्स हिंदी इंफॉर्मेशन and ask them money. So you actually, okay, ask them money to decrypt it because the keys are, so you have encrypted the information and the person whose information is encrypted obviously can't use that information. तो फिर उस information को पाने के लिए then I want to deal with you in bitcoins or then only I can give you this. Okay, so obviously ये सारी टेक्निक्स है जो हैकर्स यूज करते हैं उसे ही डिफेंड करने के लिए. ऑब्वियसली जैसे कि यदि इनिशियल अटैक होता है एक फिशिंग ईमेल से, मुझे एक ईमेल आया जिसमें बताया गया था कि भाई देखो तुम्हारा माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का पासवर्ड है वो एक्सपायर हो चुका है और यू नीड टू, नहीं तो आपका पूरा एक्सेस बंद हो जाए. फियर. ओके, मैंने यूज किया फियर, आपको क्लिक करने को मजबूर. ओके, व्हेन यू क्लिक इट दैट्स वेयर, ओके, योर दिस एंटायर एज अ डिफेंडर ब्लू टीम के पास ईमेल सिक्योरिटी के सॉल्यूशंस है. वी हैव लॉट ऑफ सॉल्यूशंस with which act work or you can find out this phishing email. So बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सक्सेसफुली डोमेन्स को वेरीफाई करते हैं, कंटेंट को वेरीफाई करते हैं. जैसे आप देख सकते हो कि मेनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, ओके, ब्लू टीम्स एक्चुअली डिटोनेट. ओके, जैसे कि बॉम्ब को डिटोनेट किया जाता है व्हेन somebody detects a bomb within the environment. Okay, they detonate it in the control environment so that it doesn't cause harm to everybody or anybody at all. ओके, उसी तरह से इन ईमेल्स को भी डिटोनेट किया जाता है एक एयर गैप इन्वायरमेंट में, एक एयर गैप सर्वर पे. तो इनको किया जाता है, इनको ऑब्जर्व किया जाता है, ये जो है वो ब्लू टीम करता है. एंड देयर आर लॉट ऑफ स्पेशलाइजेशन. आई थिंक आई हैव जस्ट हर्ड नितिन जी इनिशियली दैट देयर आर lot of specializations that can go on and on. बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे इनिशियल जो स्पेशलाइजेशंस है, इनिशियल आपको एक L1 SOC एनालिस्ट अटैक वर्क्स, ओके, तो यू ट्राई टू आइडेंटिफाई दिस फिशिंग ईमेल्स, ओके, इफ एट ऑल समबडी सक्सेसफुली, किसी ने क्लिक कर ही दिया है आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, किसी ने क्लिक कर दिया इन ईमेल्स को, एंड देन सडनली पर्टिकुलर मैक्रो इज गेटिंग डाउनलोडेड इनसाइड द इनसाइड योर मशीन विच इज एक्चुअली कैन कॉज अ हार्म, ओके। तो एक EDR नाम से टूल है, एंड पॉइंट डिटेक्शन एंड रिस्पॉन्स, ओके। यू एंड देर आर लॉट ऑफ वेंडर्स, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एक खुद वेंडर है, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट बहुत बार ये डिफेंडर का काम यही है कि टू अंडरस्टैंड ऑफ द यूजर एंड क्रिएट अ बेसलाइन। यदि कोई अनयूजुअल एक्टिविटी होती है आपके यहाँ पे, अनयूजुअल प्रोसेसेस रन होती है, बैकग्राउंड में हो सकती है, फ्रंट ग्राउंड में हो सकती है, किसी एप्लीकेशन के साथ हो सकती है, that's where the Microsoft identifies and send that report to the SOC. Okay, and SOC will then obviously look into that report, look into the user, look into the machine, and if required फॉर्मेट भी कर देते हैं। मिस बहुत बार आपने देखा होगा कि आपको समन किया जाता है कि भाई आ जाओ जल्दी से, मशीन का एक्सेस, व्हाई इट हैपेंस ऑब्वियसली बिकॉज योर मशीन सीम्स टू बी कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड, एंड यदि रिकवर किया जा सकता है तो उस एप्लीकेशन को रिमोटली रिमूव किया जाता है, ओके। और ऑब्वियसली इस पे भी इन्वेस्टिगेशन होता है कि ये ऐसा हुआ कैसे, हाउ कैन दिस पर्टिकुलर एप्लीकेशन गॉट इंस्टॉल्ड ऑन टू द मशीन, ओके। एंड ऑब्वियसली उसके लिए जो भी रिक्वायर्ड ट्विक्स एंड ट्रिक्स है, फायरवॉल्स पे चेंजेस करना है, प्रॉक्सी में चेंजेस करना है, EDR पे कुछ नए डिफेंसेस ऐड करने हैं, कुछ एड ऑन्स ऐड करने हैं, यदि पैचिंग की ज़रूरत है आपके विंडोज सर्वर को या विंडोज मशीन को, जो भी ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है उसको, या किसी पर्टिकुलर एप्लीकेशन को, वो किया जाता है। ऑल दिस थिंग्स हैपन्स इन द बैकग्राउंड, यू कॉन्स्टेंटली सी अ SOC टीम कॉन्स्टेंटली वर्क्स इन द बैकग्राउंड, ओके, एंड अंडरस्टैंड कि ये हो क्या रहा है, इट कॉन्स्टेंटली मॉनिटर्स द एनोमलीज एंड ट्राई अंडरस्टैंडिंग। इसी तरह से इवन द ब्लू टीम हैज अ हॉटस्पॉट्स, sorry, honeypots, where they actually create a similar like organization structure, ओके, और हैकर्स को बोलते हैं भाई आ जाओ। सो ऑब्वियसली ये सारी चीजें जो मॉनिटर की जाती है, ये SIEM विच इज अ टूल विच एक्चुअली कलेक्ट्स ऑल द लॉग्स फ्रॉम द एंड एंड मेकिंग श्योर दैट दिस लॉग्स आर कोरिलेटेड। क्योंकि एक चीज से मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा, यदि किसी ने पर्टिकुलर हैकर्स ने यदि हैक किया है, तो ऑब्वियसली it must have crossed my internet gateway, it must have crossed my proxy, it must have crossed my अदर डिफेंसेस, ओके, जैसे IDS है, IPS है, इनको क्रॉस करके आया होगा, तो ऑब्वियसली एट एवरी जंक्शन देर आर लॉग्स गेटिंग जनरेटेड इवन एट द एंड यूजर। दैट्स द वर्क ऑफ द SIEM का काम ही यही है। SIEM make sure that these logs are collated first of all, and after correlation only you can get a very clear picture or very easy picture to understand। तो आप देख सकते हो इस तरह के डैशबोर्ड्स होते हैं जो यूजुअली SOC ओवरव्यू है, ओके। आप ये जो पर्टिकुलर आप डैशबोर्ड आपके स्क्रीन पे देख, इंसिडेंट समरीज, किस तरह के इंसिडेंट्स चल रहे हैं फिलहाल, ओके, किस तरह से यू बॉटम पार्ट ऑफ इट्स अवेलेबल रिस्क्स है जो मटेरियलाइज हो रही है, या अटैक्स जो मटेरियलाइज हो रहे हैं लैन पे। यू यू हैव प्लेथर ऑफ प्लेसेस where exactly the attackers are targeting and with what they are targeting। इम्यूरेशन मीन्स स्कैनिंग करके आपका नेटवर्क को कोई स्कैन कर रहा है क्या, हाउ मीन के उसी तरह से एनी पर्टिकुलर यूजर्स आर डिवाइसेस गेटिंग कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड, you can name it, okay, and you can have those kind of dashboards prepared, and based on your profile these dashboards are used। मिस ऑब्वियसली यदि SOC में देखा जाए तो SOC में आपके बहुत सारे प्रोफाइल्स है, जैसे L1 इंजीनियर होता है, L2 इंजीनियर होता है, L3 इंजीनियर होता है। L1 इंजीनियर जनरली मोस्टली इंसिडेंट्स को डील करता है, L2 इंजीनियर्स का काम है किस तरह के डैशबोर्ड्स बनाना, उसी तरह से थ्रेट हंटिंग करना, and those they have more detailed dashboards for them। L3 engineers ऑटोमेशन पे काम करते हैं कि ये सारी जो अटैक्स है जो बार बार हो रहे हैं, उस अटैक को अपने आप कैसे काउंटर किया जाए विदाउट लॉट ऑफ ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन, बिकॉज फॉर ह्यूमंस देर आर लॉट मेनी थिंग्स दैट कम एवरी डे, ओके, एंड इट्स नॉट रियली फिजिबल कि एक ही अटैक जो आपकी कैसे होता है। तो उसमें ये एक चीज भी बहुत बार आप देखोगे SOC में इंपॉर्टेंट होती है कि SOC इज वेरी मच हेवीली रिलाई ऑन लेसन लर्न फ्रॉम, क्या लेसन मिला है मुझे, कैसे काम किया जा सकता है, कहाँ गलतियां हुई है, कहाँ पे हमने अच्छा किया। ये सारी चीजें बहुत डिटेल में डिस्कस होती है एक सॉक में, बिकॉज यही चीज काम में आती है जब यही, एंड यू कैन एक्चुअली हैव इट इवन डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ डैशबोर्ड्स ऑल्सो, जैसे आप यहाँ पे भी एक डैशबोर्ड देख रहे हो, ओके, जहाँ पे इवन आई एम ट्रैकिंग यूजर के, आई एम ट्रैकिंग वेरियस एप्लीकेशंस एंड प्रोसेसेस, जैसे मैंने बोला कि कोई अनयूजुअल प्रोसेस तो नहीं, ओके, आई एम एक्चुअली मेकिंग श्योर दैट देर आर एनी क्रिटिकल, ओके, इंसिडेंट्स, ओके, कितने मॉडरेट इंसिडेंट्स है, कितने हाई इंसिडेंट्स हो रहे हैं, ओके, यू कैन इवन सी हाउ मेनी फेल्ड लॉगिन्स आर देयर, देखो आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हो कि फेल्ड पासवर्ड्स, okay, and successful log. So you tend to see that these are very important aspects of any organization कि यार यदि किसी ने पासवर्ड इनवैलिड पासवर्ड डाला है, तो लेट कंसीडर, आपको एक सिंपलेट कंसीडर 20 अटेम्प्ट्स इन जस्ट 2 मिनट्स फॉर इनवैलिड पास, क्या लगता है आपको क्या इशू हो सकता है? यदि कोई एक अकाउंट पे आप देख सकते हो कि 20 अटेम्प्ट हुए हैं इनवैलिड पासवर्ड्स के, पासवर्ड्स गलत पासवर्ड डाला है, 20 अटेम्प्ट्स, क्या लगता है आपको कि क्या इशू
Like
हो सकता है?
brute force, Dhruv Khanna required brute force.
एब्सोल्युटली, कि कोई तो ट्राई कर रहा है, कोई तो उस पे बस ट्राई मार रहा है। एंड एक चीज बहुत पिक्यूलर है इसमें कि आप देख सकते हो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है, ह्यूमनली पॉसिबल ही नहीं है कि मैं गलत गलत पासवर्ड 2 मिनट में 20 बार डालूं। प्रॉब्लम है, इट माइट बी समबडी इज रनिंग सम स्क्रिप्ट ऑल्सो, ओके, टू एक्चुअली ट्राई गेसिंग द पासवर्ड। और बहुत सारी स्क्रिप्ट आती है जो आप एग्जैक्टली जैसे मैं आप बोल रहा हूं बार बार कि एक रेड टीम है, दे डू यूज दिस टूल्स एक्चुअली टू क्रैक, विद इन अ मिनट्स प्रॉब्ली thousands of accounts been targeted with multiple passwords, ओके, बट मेरा काम यही है कि ऐसे पासवर्ड्स को, ऐसे सोर्सेस को डिसेबल कर देना, ऐसे पासवर्ड, ऐसे अकाउंट्स को डिसेबल कर देना, या फिर इनको रेड फ्लैग करना। आई नीड टू मॉनिटर देयर एक्टिविटीज देन, ओके, सडनली आई नीड टू बी वरी अबाउट दिस, एंड वही काम है ब्लू टीम का, और वही काम वो दिन भर करते भी रहते हैं। इनफैक्ट दैट्स व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू शो यू फ्रॉम दिस डैशबोर्ड्स। दिस डैशबोर्ड्स आर वेरी क्रिटिकल, ओके, व्हेन इट कम्स टू अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि किस तरह ये दिख रहा है, ओके, देन आई प्रॉब्ली वांट टू मेक श्योर ये डैशबोर्ड जो आप देख रहे हो ये एक्चुअली एक फाइनेंशियल कंपनी का है, एंड देन यू सी दैट हाउ मेनी पेमेंट्स आर सक्सेसफुल, ओके, विद इन टाइम। और ये यदि मुझे दिख रहा है कि फेल ट्रांजैक्शन बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ रहे हैं, तो आई एम बिट वरीड कि एग्जैक्टली क्यों बढ़ेंगे, क्यों बढ़ रहे हैं, ठीक है। सो यू यूजुअली द सिस्टम्स नोज द थ्रेशोल्ड्स, एंड सिस्टम डू ट्रिगर अलर्ट्स whenever they think that there is something unusual happening. एज अ सॉक एनालिस्ट मेरा काम है कि इसको समझना, इन सब का एक्चुअल एक्यूरेट पिक्चर दिलाते हैं, ओके, यू एक्चुअली गेट द क्लियर कट अंडरस्टैंड, जैसे कि SIEM है, ओके, विच एक्चुअली बीन प्रोवाइडेड बाय स्प्लंक है, सेंटिनल है, क्यू रडार है, जो काम करता है एग्रीगेशन ऑफ लॉग्स, सारे दुनिया भर के लॉग्स आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से जाके कलेक्ट करेगा और उसको कोरिलेट करेगा, तो आपको एक क्लियर पिक्चर आएगा, क्लियर डैशबोर्ड बनेगा, जिससे आपको पता चलेगा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में हो क्या रहा है, ओके। सोर का काम है, अब जैसे मैंने बोला कि आपके थाउजेंड्स एंड थाउजेंड्स ऑफ अलर्ट्स आएंगे, तो यार पॉसिबल ही नहीं है एक सॉक टीम को बैठ के सारे अलर्ट्स को वैलिडेट करना। तो सोर का काम वही है कि जो चीज हुई हो चुकी है पहली बार, पहले कभी, तो ऑब्वियसली उस चीज को ऑटोमेट करना, उसी चीज को, यदि मुझे पता है कि यदि कॉम्प्रोमाइज पासवर्ड के लिए मुझे वो अकाउंट डिसेबल करना है, तो बार 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 सॉक एनालिस्ट यही काम नहीं करेगा, ये सोर को बता देगा कि भाई ये देखो, इस अगली बार यदि तुम्हें सिमिलर टाइप का अलर्ट आए, तो आप एक टिकट रेस कर दो, और दूसरा काम ये कर दो, वो अकाउंट डिसेबल कर दो। तो सोर के पास सारे जो सिस्टम्स है, IT सिस्टम्स है, उसका एक्सेस होता है, and it automatically runs some script to make sure that it takes appropriate action, क्योंकि एक चीज बहुत या कम डैमेज कर पाएगा कंपेयर टू यदि एक दिन बाद पता चल रहा है आपको, ओके। तो ऑब्वियसली सोर का काम वही है, ओके। EDR इज एंड पॉइंट डिटेक्शन एंड रिस्पॉन्स, जो एंड पॉइंट्स पे यदि कुछ हो रहा है तो उसको मॉनिटर करता है। ऑल दिस सिस्टम्स आर इंटीग्रेटेड, ओके। NDR इज अ नेटवर्क डिटेक्शन, जिसमें IPS आते हैं, IDS आते हैं, इंट्रूजन डिटेक्शन एंड प्रिवेंशन सिस्टम्स, ओके। एंड देन यू हैव लॉट ऑफ थ्रेट प्रेजेंट की जाती है टू SIEM, SOAR, एंड इवन टू द थर्ड लाइन टीम विद इन द सॉक इटसेल्फ, ओके। कॉन्स्टेंटली ये फीड आते रहता है कि यदि कुछ हो रहा है, यदि कुछ आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रिलेटेड आपके फील्ड रिलेटेड, ओके, या फिर एक जेनेरिक सेंस में भी कुछ हो रहा है, तो ऑब्वियसली दोज थिंग्स विल बी ट्रैक्ड विद लॉट ऑफ आईटी प्लेटफॉर्म्स आर देयर. some of them are open source, some of them are paid, but nevertheless all of them are very important. And उसी तरह से ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कॉन्स्टेंटली अपने आईटी सिस्टम्स की वल्नरेबिलिटीज को भी मॉनिटर किया जाता है. तो ऑब्वियसली ओके, आई थिंक आई विल सेंड यू दैट वल्नरेबिलिटी, जहाँ से एक डेटाबेस है जहाँ से सीवी डेटाबेस बोला जाता है, which actually constantly track all kind of vulnerabilities within the world. Okay, कोई भी irrespective of any platform, they constantly assess those vulnerabilities कि ये कितनी डैमेजिंग है या कितनी डैमेजिंग नहीं है. ओके, तो उनका अपना एक स्केल है, वही से फीड उठा के बहुत सारी जो टूल्स है, वल्नरेबिलिटी स्कैनिंग टूल नेसेस हो गया, या फिर क्वालिस हो गया, रैपिड 7 हो गया, ये सारे टूल्स है जो वहाँ से ही उसी डेटाबेस को उठाते हैं और उस डेटाबेस के अगेंस्ट आपके जो करंट ओएस जो रन कर रहे हैं, करंट एप्लीकेशंस जो यूज कर रहे हैं, उसके अगेंस्ट ये इसको स्कैन करते हैं और दे गिव यू अ रिपोर्ट सो दैट यू कैन वर्क ऑन दोज वल्नरेबिलिटीज. जीरो डे वल्नरेबिलिटीज भी इसी तरह से डिटेक्ट होती है और कोई भी पुरानी वल्नरेबिलिटीज भी उसी तरह से डिटेक्ट होती है. एंड these are the systems which actually help you in making sure that things are safe within the organization. Okay, those kind of alerts usually you get it. Okay, so यहाँ पे आप देख, और सिम का काम है, ये सारे लॉग्स है, बहुत अलग अलग सिस्टम से आए हुए लॉग्स है. पर सिम का काम यही है कि एक्चुअली इसको एक धागे में पिरोना एंड एक्चुअली गिव यू अ वेरी क्लियर कट अलर्ट कि हुआ क्या है. तो यू टेंड टू सी दिस काइंड ऑफ अलर्ट्स हियर, okay, into the sim, where you know, okay, some processes run, okay, which system it is impacted, and that's where you started acting as a human onto this kind of information. Okay, I think that's how I think it's a last slide from me. Okay, that's how the things works in any organization, in any typical incidents. Okay, you start detecting and analyzing the alerts. ओके, यू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, यदि किसी घर को आग लगती है तो पहला काम ये नहीं होता है कि जाके पता करे कि आग कैसे लगी है. पहला काम तो यही होता है कि आग को पहले बुझाओ यार, बाद में देखेंगे क्या होना है. ओके, वही काम होता है, शौक का भी वही काम है. आप फायर फाइटर ही समझ लो. ओके, जब भी आग लगती है, जब भी कुछ इश्यूज आते हैं, जब कोई हैकिंग अटेम्प्ट्स होते हैं, जब कोई वल्नरेबिलिटीज डिटेक्ट होती है, पहला काम होता है कि उसको मिटिगेट करो, बाद में देखा जाएगा, एनालिस किया जाएगा. पर्टिकुलर अकाउंट कॉम्प्रोमाइज हुआ है, मेरा पहला काम है कि उस अकाउंट को डिसेबल कर दूं, बाद में पता करूं कि कैसे कॉम्प्रोमाइज हुआ है, पर आज काम मेरा यही है कि उसको डिसेबल कर दूं. ओके, एंड दैट्स हाउ वी वर्क. ओके, एंड देन यू स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन इरेडिकेशन कि यार इसको हटाओ, कैसे हुआ है ये पता करो और उसके ऊपर होने ना दो उसको. तो ऑब्वियसली यू ट्राई टू रिकवर इट, प्रॉब्ली पासवर्ड रिसेट करोगे, यूजर को बताओगे भैया ऐसा ऐसा है, तुम मत करो ऐसा, एंड देन यू डॉक्यूमेंट इट कि एग्जैक्टली हुआ क्या था. तो ये सारी चीजें हमने अभी डिस्कस की थी कि लेसन लर्न इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन द सॉक इन्वायरमेंट, बिकॉज चीजें बार बार होती रहती टाइप से ही होते रहते हैं, सो दे आर क्वाइट रिपीटेटिव. ओके, बट देन देर आर लॉट मेनी, ओके, ऑन द अदर साइड विच आर न्यू ऑल द टाइम, एंड उसके लिए आपको blue team, एक strong blue team. I think this slide is already been covered, and yeah, that's it from my side.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. सो बहुत ही एक्साइटेड जर्नी रही है डिफेंसिव वाली आपके साथ, एंड वी रियली एंजॉयड इट. एंड सो देयर इज समवन हु वांट्स टू आस्क अ क्वेश्चन, बहुत देर से
हाँ
पास
हाँ,
यू मिस्ड कि इफ यू हायर सॉक एल1 व्हाट इज द क्वालिटीज डू यू वांट टू सी. एक बच्चा क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है आपसे, एक बार शॉर्ट में आंसर दोगे आप इसका?
अब बिल्कुल. और एक एक मैं आई थिंक दिस आंसर आई गिव इट टू irrespective of you ask this question or not. I tell you one thing very important is the curiosity. आपको वो एक बच्चा हरदम चाहिए कि जो क्यूरियस हो, जो पता करने की कोशिश करे कि हो क्या रहा है, क्यों हो रहा है, ये दुनिया में चल क्या रहा है. ओके, और साइबर सिक्योरिटी का वर्ल्ड है, ये कोई एक लाइन पे चलता नहीं है. यू डोंट हैव अ सिंगल लाइन ऑफ थॉट कि उस पे ही चल रहा है. नेटवर्क में बहुत बार हमने देखा है कि नेटवर्क इतना ज्यादा चेंज नहीं हुआ है, मे बी फ्रॉम लास्ट 20 ईयर्स. ओके, अभी अभी SD वैन आया है तो एक नया अप्रोच आया है नेटवर्क में, पर इससे पहले तो बहुत सारा नेटवर्क जो है, बहुत सारे प्रोटोकॉल्स जो 2005 में डिप्लॉय किए थे और वहीं से अभी भी चल रहे हैं. बहुत रोबस्ट प्रोटोकॉल है. दैट डजंट मीन दैट डिमीनिंग देम, इट जस्ट मीन दैट इट हैज अ वेरी क्लियर कट लाइन ऑफ थॉट.
Thank you, Swapnil, for your time. And we are so guys. Yes, I think we are almost done with the technical part. A lot of things we have learned. अभी बहुत सारा overweight हो रहा होगा, तो let's have some quick activity. अब थोड़ा सा कुछ connection build हो जाए.
Hi, sir. I have seen the workshop going so
Yes.
already. And thank you, all of you, for being such a lovely audience so far till yet. And now we just want to wake up people who are maybe on the sleeping mode. And I'll just share my screen and I'll give a quick overview of what.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
visible, Anjali, and good to see you're going to start the questionnaire. So first of all, I'm very excited. Amount we are getting if my candidates will give you the right answer.
We want to sail it with the best possible way. So that is why no bribing is allowed. And we are not,
So
but
what you're offering? I'm excited. I think my audience is also excited. What you're offering with that?
of course, I am just coming on that. I'm very excited to reveal the prizes first of all because these are, so first person who will win this, first winner will get a ebook on PDF of entire workshop, notes plus frameworks, what we have covered so far, PPT slides from all the speakers. That is very, very important. And the cherry on the cake is
Oh, wow. Is it? I should also participate so I can speak to myself for 30 minutes. Huh?
yeah, for that we need to book your calendar first.
Okay, so the person who is the first who will a
Exactly.
PDF of the entire workshop, notes and
Exactly.
framework, whatever, PPT or PPT slides and 30-minute session. So they can talk about
Absolutely.
their career. So that is the first prize. Now moving to the second.
That is the first prize. So the second winner will get an ebook on cybersecurity career path, of course.
Perfectly. Fine. Very
And comes to third, last but not least, ebook on cybersecurity.
perfect.
We move forward.
So
Guys,
guys, are you ready? Yes or no in the chat box? Shall
we
we start?
already have
I
our
think we have
people.
only three.
We already have our people in the who will be noting down the names of top who will
I'm also looking at my screen, so I will also identify who three. So
need
let's
it.
go ahead with this questionnaire first. Yeah.
So the first question here is Amir demonstrated a URL deception. What is the main trick attackers use to make a fake you look real? So we have four options. They use a brand new domain that nobody has seen before. They hack the original. They use a legitimate looking character and domain names with small misspellings. They send the link from. So please use the chat box and drop your answers.
I can see the answer is there. I think back end my team is writing. Someone join with the anonymous attendees. How we are going to give you? I think top is the Anshita, if I'm not mistaken. Anshita, good one. So let's wait for the back end team how they are going. Jasuriya right answer. And again anonymous. Mohammed Shawiz. Priya Vaishnav, very. So now we can reveal the answer, right?
So the option B was
The B is the right answer. Who has written perfectly fine? It's Akash. Anshita, Akash, and
moving toward the next question. What is a SIEM tool used in a SOC? So option first, sending phishing emails to encrypting all the files on the company network. This was the second option. Collecting logs from systems and detect threat and managing employee passwords and access.
people start replying. Correct. Okay. So Rahul, first one, guy. Anshita, Akash, and Jasuria is the right answer.
Congratulations, guys.
Question. Can you reveal the answer?
Sure. So here comes the answer. Collecting logs from all the systems and correlating them.
Correct.
B.
So let's see at the back end who's the ठीक है जब तक second वाले को announce हमारी team third question पे चलते हैं फिर second वाले का we will let you know the right answer.
So moving towards that's the last question exactly. So what is the unique recognition NG Networks that no other Indian institute can claim? So option first, best online learning platform in an option B, highest placement provider in networking and cyber. Option C, most affordable cybersecurity training in India. And option D, largest network.
Will start writing the reply.
Drop in your answer.
They quickly start reply actually. Now you can reveal the
Moving towards the answer. So again, the answer was B,
B.
highest placement providers in networking and cyber.
Very good. So again we have winners. मैं second के बता दूं. Moving to okay. Winners एक बार दोबारा बता देता हूँ. I'm repeating. For the first question, Anshita, Akash, and for the second again, Anshita is on. Anshita is already winner for the first question. So I would request Rahul to add. Then Aishwarya and Rohit. For the second question, again Anshita, Aishwarya, and for the third question, they are writing. So by the time we have your email ID. And second question. Again, so I'm adding the next one. And then we have. So thank you, Anjali. Thank you very much for. Let's move forward. Now let's coming to the main part. You were in the beginning. Everyone is asking. So how can we help you out? So I'm sharing my presentation with you now. The part how NG Networks can help you. My training institute can. Okay, guys. So let's jump to the main point and let me introduce NG Networks. One. So on your screen, you can NG Networks, the training institute, which has 5th October 2014, about 12 years ago. Why I do remember the exact precise the first day who enters the office first and what happened. Even I can count the hours as well because like me, you can easily correlate with me. Someone who left the job, started, I invested everything. Even I took loans to start. Try to remember where I bought my first AC of the office. Everything is there in my mind because it is something my life got changed. So I started with lot of lessons, things did not start in a way which I'm thinking. So I planned to start India's first job guarantee. I tried my level best and I did. So this we started from then in 2018 we expanded to the Hyderabad stand, working into the southern part, southern, and last year we expanded to the. So we are working in Dubai as well. So this is my journey of NG network. So you must be thinking there are thousands of the institute running in the market. Why this NG network? Real time things. हमें जो बात समझ में आती है वो आती है. What is the company requirement? Company को क्या चाहिए? We prepare the people on the base. Now, guys, let me tell you. If you belongs to one, being a job seeker, if you belongs to one of these category, maybe you are a fresher. Who can call themselves as a fresher? Those are recently or last year pass out, who are recent or last year did not get on campus and off campus. If you belongs to one, you're a job seeker, then wait, let me give you the answer. Or if you're someone who belongs to the category 2, which is freshers with the gap, but the difference is they have a gap. They have been graduated like 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Most of the cases coming from the government exam preparation or any competitive exam. So क्या करते हैं? They complete the graduation, they did not start the job, and unfortunately नहीं हो पाता, तो they start looking for the job, but they move into the from वो freshers भी और gap major problem. And then we have a third. We have the people, those are working, they are working or them already, but now they are into the webinar, they are into the checking all this. They are finding problem to get into the job due to the career gap, irrelevant, below market salary, and they are looking for the better opportunities. If it belongs to 1, 2, or 3, so 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, both are. Okay, so we have Akash 3, Akshay 3, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, okay. Sorted. So, and we already talk about types of cybersecurity. Let's say you want to start into the cybersecurity or into the IT, specifically not exactly into cybersecurity, but you want a good start into the cybersecurity. We already talk about you can start with the network security, endpoint security, cloud security, application security, IAM, SOC, a lot of things for which I have talked about a 10-year roadmaps with you. I talked about a 10-year roadmaps, if you remember, in the very beginning. So in that roadmap, I have explained you that you have to decide it, and if you want to become a CISO, so you can start with if you want to be, so make a goal that you have to become a CISO, then start with the operations, learn, so, start with the SOC, the blue team with what he was explaining, L1, L2, L3 SOC, understand, then move to the threat hunting, understand and grab the threat department as well, and then explore yourself into the cloud, move, then change. This is all the cyber side, cyber security move, and start for, depending on the certification, to start ISO 27001 or NIST or C. Move into the GRC type of, and like become a GRC lead, something like that, and then start depending on the certification, because information security is about certification. Do CSM move or the head role, manager role of the entire cyber security, not for a particular team. Then you can go for the CSSP type or back for the director role. You can decorate your LinkedIn by CCSO certification and start from the directors. There could be 2 or 3 director or head of the department, head of the cyber security. Start. So this is something if you want to start from the cyber security, if you have that background, if you have some understanding. But if you're someone who don't networking, of course, because if you are going to start with the networking, you can plan. CISO and CIO both are reporting to the management. But in India, many CISOs report to the CIO. CIO is a little bigger as compared to that. So if you start with the network, you have one more network operation, L1 NOC, L2 NOC, L3 NOC, then move the SOC. This is L2 SOC, L3 SOC. This is the cyber SOC. This is the network SOC. In some companies, they are same, but other as well. And then move to the, later you can jump here, move to the cloud, IAM, and move, follow the same route. But here you can become the CIO as well. You have the option to become CIO as well, instead of just limit to the CISO. So 2 options I have given, very beautiful option, no coding required, no back. NG can help you to start either in NOC or SOC or NOC, whatever you want to start. I have 2 programs for you. I run 2 programs, network data specialist, another is cyber operations specialist. These are slightly different from the market. So I'm not selling any certification based program. It's a complete package. So our target is to put you into the NOC, Network Operations Center. You will understand, you will learn here to focus on network ability and performance. You will work on the devices like routers, switches, firewalls, and links. You will handle network outages, latency, connectivity issues. Your ultimate goal is to keep the system up and stable. So you have a goal to reach out till the CIO level. So this is the benefit of joining or start with such kind of program. So you're not limited to the particular certification. You are prepared for a particular role and having a goal where you have to go. Similarly, the cause program. Don't misunderstood this program with the market SOC analyst program. 30-40,000 में करा दे. So because enter into the SOC domain is not a big deal, but taking exit from the SOC domain is a big deal. आप SOC में 2-3 साल काम किया, when you want to come out, you cannot come out. If you go directly learning SOC, क्यों? Because of the foundation. आपकी foundation strong नहीं है, you cannot come out. So that's why we build cyber operations specialist. The target is SOC, but better understanding We'll let you know. We focus on your security monitoring and IVR, the IRV, incident reporting system and all. You work on the same EDR logs, alerts, and threats. You're going to manage the cyber attack, breaches, and suspicious activity. Your ultimate goal is to keep the system secure and protected. So finally, you will start somewhere into the SOC analyst L1 and L2, but you have a goal that you can reach out to the CISO level. So we can help you to move into the cloud or somewhere else. So you have two ways. If you want us to help you to get, if you're already aware about your skill set, you can, if you confuse between the SOC and NOC, so just look at yourself. I'll give you the very simple link. If you have the background, so start with the cause. If you don't have background, मतलब आपको पता है कि मेरा बहुत अच्छा background नहीं है, बिल्कुल nil हूँ, तो if answer is no, तो मैंने वो इसी अकॉर्डिंग डिसाइड किया है, डिजाइन किया है, you will go better. आपको इसमें भी बहुत ग्रोथ मिलेगी, इसमें भी बहुत ग्रोथ मिलेगी. And yes, whatever whomsoever attending my webinar today, we are giving flat 50% off to them. हम उनको 50% ऑफ दे रहे हैं, that you can discuss later with my counselor. उसमें आप जो भी फी है उसकी EMIs भी करा सकते हैं. So if you are interested, आप इसका एक बार स्क्रीनशॉट फोटोग्राफ ले सकते हैं. Take a picture. You can drop your query here, admission@ngNetworks.in. Whatever the queries, whatever you want to understand. And thank you for this presentation, and do not forget to watch my YouTube channel, which is like NG Networks, and do not forget to like us on the Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So this is all about how. And now moving to the next part. So let's call someone from the market who's working and got placed even by the NG Networks. Do we have, guys? Let me introduce one of my close person from this industry. His name is also Nitin. I think Nitin is shaping the career. He's a global leader. He is working as a principal technologies, cyber resilience in DG Liger, working really hard. So he has seen the market from Europe to the GCC and India as well. And 15 years above experience, 3 continents he has covered. And I would like Nitin to just share his information at the global level, how they are managing. And
thank you, Nitin. Thank you for the humble introduction. Good to have you again. And I actually joined your workshop a little earlier, and
wow.
I could see that great audience as well as your question and who are looking career in cybersecurity. I would say great to have you. So everyone, this is Nitin. I am working as a principal in DG Liger. It's a boutique firm. I have approximately worked into different industries. I started my career with where I handle all of these ethical hacking, which Nitin was explaining earlier, how you can pivot your career from technology, move to the governance and the bigger CISO roles and CISO roles. And that's where I am sitting today, where I am helping strategize their cybersecurity strategy, designing their networks, also helping in their regulatory environments. So that's what I'm doing here in DG Liger. Earlier, I was with Protivity. I hope everyone know about Protivity. It's a consulting firm where we help various companies helping their infrastructure. There are obviously great career. Cybersecurity itself is a domain where there are so many subdomains, right? And ever evolve. And in last couple of years, what I was also reading a Gartner document where they mention 1 million jobs for cybersecurity professionals. And these are vacant jobs, which are, and as you all know that, AI is booming in the market. And when these cybersecurity professionals are the one who will be securing these, and that's what I liked Nitin program when he was here in Dubai. We were these cybersecurity professionals, which we are training. They will pivot to the AI domain very quickly, because the ultimate aim is not just to get the certifications, but also to get the fundamentals right, because these fundamentals are your cornerstones, right? Where these are your stepping stones. If you put the right feet in these stepping stones, you will reach to those heights, which roles which are also coming in, which are like your chief AI and your chief data privacy officers. New concepts are emerging. Privacy, 0 day privacy, 0 days. All of this is booming right now, and we are in the field which is brightest if you have the right stepping stone. So this is my quick intro and a quick insight about what I'm doing, Nitin.
Sound good. So Nitin, I just want to ask only one question from you. Bhai, what is the current status of the market? You are sitting at because I know everyone knows that Dubai is a world's hub spot. सो जो भी हो रहा है आप
Hmm.
लोग क्या भी चल रहा है,
Hmm.
साइबर सिक्योरिटी का वर्ल्ड अभी कैसा है एट योर लेवल?
Nitin, as I was saying, it's booming, for sure booming, but we are also pivoting from a simple cybersecurity field to a more operational resilience, right? In
राइट,
this disaster, everyone might have seen there were attacks, and that's where the operational resilience or the cyber resilience. And when we talk about cyber resilience, the core fundamental concepts which we had designed earlier, like zero day prince,
जी,
like zero day attack principles, embedded into your infrastructure, your operations. Earlier, in the cybersecurity or operations, what we used to do, we used to do the logs, we used to provide backups, as we were also mentioning about these SOC operations, right? Uh, but we used to keep those data within the infrastructure and not
करेक्ट,
mostly act upon that data, For example, we have two database or two servers sitting active, right? And let's say there is a disruption which happens in that particular site, and both of these systems are down now. Geographically, you are separating your zones so that if attack happens at one site, you can activate a zone and you create a isolated network environment.
करेक्ट,
This is about a network, and also this is similar to the operation environment as well. So you have so the our infrastructure or our cybersecurity area is moving from core operations to a resilience side of it. So this is the market which is pivoting from simple operations to the
करेक्ट।
resilience.
अभी आई हैव सीन, बड़ा कमाल है यार, दिस साइबर सिक्योरिटी वर्क्स डिफरेंटली इन द वर्ल्ड। जब पूरा वर्ल्ड, व्हेन
Hmm,
वी आर शट डाउन विद द कोविड, पूरा काम बंद हो गया था, एवरीवन इज सिटिंग एट होम, दैट इज द बूमिंग टाइम ऑफ द साइबर सिक्योरिटी, इफ आई एम नॉट मिस्टेकन। पीपल स्टार्ट
that's
अंडरस्टैंडिंग
correct.
द रियलिटी ऑफ द साइबर सिक्योरिटी ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम। अब क्या हुआ है, यूएई पे अटैक हुआ है। यूई पे अटैक होने के बाद द बीसीडीआर, बिजनेस कॉन्टिन्यूटी और डेटा रिकवरी, अभी व्हाट यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, आज डेटा सेंटर कहाँ होना चाहिए, कैसे होना चाहिए, आई हैव सीन थ्राइविंग। मतलब क्या हो रहा है, कुछ भी अटैक होता है, कुछ भी किसी भी तरीके से कोई कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम आती है, तो ये साइबर सिक्योरिटी स्टार्ट ग्रोइंग, ऑटोमेटिकली उसको पंप मिल
That's
जाता है। अभी विद ड्यू टू
that's
दिस
See, Nitin, we have to understand that these scenarios, COVID came in, such wars, these are all unpredictable. So how people can pivot from, the basic cybersecurity to first, you have to have some knowledge about the industry where we are going and the regulations which are coming into these spaces. So regulations are something which is non-negotiable. You have to have knowledge about regulations if you are sitting in any territory. But the good thing about cybersecurity is when we learn the basics, you can go and speak the same language sitting in any geography, be it UAE, be it Europe or Canada, Australia, anywhere. It's just that regulations keep on changing. And if you learn about those regulations, then you can easily pivot to that direction, So I would love to give an example. During this disaster, the aviation industry operating in UAE was working seamlessly. There were attacks, but still they were so resilient that after a couple of in a different environment. So this is how it is important to learn from such incidents, and this is how you bounce back. There is anti-fragile, right? So fragile items are those where you attack and they are crack open. But anti-fragile is something which gives you a thought process that you bounce back with a great learning and with a more resilience thought process. So how people can move to these directions? First, obviously, learn the fundamental. That is non-negotiable. They have to get these very clear. Second step is go to these certifications. I personally don't argue on the certifications because these are just piece of paper, but they also give you a good fundamental knowledge. Second is to go to such webinars where you uh, interact with people who are actually working in
Correct.
that field, right? And I think that's where you are doing phenomenal work here. In fact, I also attended some of your webinars earlier, and also some of the people who are in one specific career, they cannot move to, and that's
Correct.
what I believe NG Network is doing. That's off.
Thank you very much, Nitin, and thanks for the all the recommendation and recognition. Thank you very much for your time as well, Nitin, and see you soon, catching you soon, and we'll come with the more.
Absolutely. All right. Happy to see you here once you are back in
Yeah,
UAE.
I'm coming back. Is
All
bar,
right.
I hope things will be fine.
They are better now.
Better
Yes.
now. Ab sahi hai?
Yes, yes, yes. All good.
So, guys, I'm moving to the next guest we have. So, guys, I would like to introduce
Okay.
Jia as one of the first female got placed by us in Dubai. So, Jia, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. And I would like to welcome your team here. And I would like to thank NG Network and especially you for mentoring me and your team, those who gave their best. So now the life is going good. And
So,
even the job is also getting good. And candidate.
yes. How do you feel like not about the first being first candidate, like when you come to know that we are placing, we
Yeah,
are
yeah.
giving you the opportunity in Dubai, do you really believe that yeah, there's an institute who can give me the opportunity directly?
Yeah, it sounds really amazing and just like a dream coming true. Just you have to put little efforts in the direction in which you guide each and everyone. So you just follow their path and the direction guided by NG Network and their team, and they will give you immense success, your success,
Wait, wait.
and for your dream.
I just want to know one thing, Jia, before you're leaving.
Yeah.
Tell them what exactly.
Yeah, so I'm a SOC analyst at present, and right now I'm leading the role too, also because I have near about 3 years of experience and with a few of the clients from e-commerce industry, you can say, and few of the other clients also. As I was working in SOC, so we have multiple clients. If they want to send you to the new client, you're able to you're able to crack the interview. So at first you have to be basically very strong with your knowledge, with your network knowledge, and then the soft knowledge and how to read the logs. Yeah, so you should know all these things. It's not like you have to study a course and you're done with that. You have to get many practical knowledges, and based on that you can analyze the log. Cybersecurity is how you remediate and how quickly you remediate anything. For example, there is an attack in your organization, so like how quick you are there to take the action. So that's what is the cyber security in real time. So like analyzing the logs, and there are many other correlations of the logs. So you have to read many things like miter attack and many other things which are there, and you have to adapt. The knowledge is very quick, like
Correct.
right now the automations are also coming, so you should be able to know.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you for sharing
Yeah,
all this information, Jia. And
thank you.
if someone wants to make career with NG,
Yeah, so I would at first like to recommend biggest thing which I made the mistake was to trust you and your team, because I know it is little suspicious and like it was like not legit. I thought you and your team are not legit because right now many fraud agencies are going on in the market. So at first, blind and leave everything upon them. And as they guide you, just go on the same path and you will be done. And your future will always and always be secure because he has a very good team, I can say. And personally, I have met you also after getting placed
party, I do
in
remember the
Dubai.
party. It's amazing, amazing with you, Jia. Thank you very much for your time. We'll catch you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nitin, and hope the best luck for each and everyone here present here for their future.
Done. So moving to the next Vikalp. Vikalp, we have Vikalp joined us. Vikalp,
Hello, sir. Good evening.
good evening. So finally, Vikalp is here.
Yes.
Your point of view about this industry and NG networks. कैसा रहा आपका ट्रिप? कैसी रही हमारे साथ आपकी जर्नी? Can you quickly share the people?
First of all, I would say it's 10 out of 10 for NG. I'm associated with you guys for almost 5 years, right? I started in 2020. Same like Gia, I was also doubtful of things. Will it work? But at the end, you have to trust somebody in the market. It was like, how would it happen? Kaise hoga? Guys, trust me, from a journey of 3 lakhs to currently I'm joining HCL in like on 20, on 3, 4 days max, I guess. And it's from 3 to 30. My journey is all because of NG, right? You need not to question them. I was the one like who trusted them blindly. Initially, सबको लगता है कि like what it is, कैसे होगा, fraud है. I trusted them blindly. Leave everything up to them. मतलब they will plan. Starting from my first year, Cap Gemini, एक साल बाद again I reached out to them. Replacements, and this is my I guess sir four. And in the training, it's do not doubt NG. मतलब आप किसी पे भी doubt कर लो, but in the market do not doubt them. मेरा है, मेरे पास proofs है. If anybody want, they can reach me out. मेरे पास 3 लाख से मैं 30 लाख पे हूँ अभी एचसीएल में, एंड वर्किंग मेरी एचसीएल में प्रोफाइल विद सिक्योरिटी. एंड कभी भी अगर रियल टाइम इश्यूज में इफ आई फेस एनी इश्यूज, आई हैव गुड सपोर्ट फ्रॉम यू गाइस. ट्रेनर्स हेल्प ऑल द टाइम. सो फॉर मी इट्स लाइक अ ड्रीम कमिंग ट्रू. मतलब मेरे लिए तो बेस्ट ही है सर. मतलब 3 और 30 का 10 टाइम्स का डिफरेंस है, एंड दैट इज सो आई एम ग्रेटफुल फॉर एवरीथिंग. मतलब जो आप लोगों ने सपोर्ट किया है टीम, स्पेशल मेंशन टू अंजलि और ये हमारे राहुल सर. सो बहुत अच्छा है. एवरीथिंग गुड फॉर मी.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. ये तो बीच में थोड़ा वर्क फ्रॉम होम वाला आ गया, नहीं तो यू मस्ट बी ऑन 50 एज ऑफ नाउ. लेकिन वो
तो
थोड़ा
अगले साल चले जाएंगे, प्रोबेबली नेक्स्ट ईयर चले जाएंगे. बट हाँ, मतलब ट्रस्ट इज इम्पोर्टेंट.
Trust is important. Thank you, Vikal. Thank you very much. Next, we have Ankit.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I've been placed from NG recently, and I want to thank. So, my journey in NG was like a bit too long because I have joined NG network in the year 2020. But like at that time, I was facing some issues, some financial constraint, and something like that. So, at that time, I was in SCL, and I was like getting th 3 LPA package, and after like during that time, I thought that you were guaranteeing a 6 LPA job. So I thought that it would be so good, like I'll change my domain and I'll get 6 LPA job. But eventually that didn't happen, and I was in support job, and within a span of 2, 3 years, I was getting 6 LPA, but I was not happy in that support domain. Then I met you, Rahul sir, and then we had a conversation regarding just to re-enroll myself in the course and just to like change my domain to networking, because in the back of my mind there was always networking which was running because I have enrolled in the course, and due to some issues I haven't completed my course. So when I rejoined the institute and I like started the course again in the month of April in 2025, and from then to now I got placed in a 12 LPA package in IOPEX, and now I'm very happy because because this is something which I was waiting, and I was in constantly in touch with your team. Like I would like to thank Rishi here because he's the man like with whom I can talk about like a placement in journal, and to everything like all the doubts which comes up in my mind I discussed with him, and then Anjali ma'am also, and Rinku sir, and obviously you, because when I rejoined the institute, I had a conversation with you. So this is my journey till now, and I'm very happy. And right now, as I'm listening the achievers who are in cybersecurity.
Thank you, everyone. Bye and enjoy your day. All the very best.